everyone.
Hey.
I kind of wanted that to last for 9 seconds because it's episode 9.
You should have told us beforehand.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm starting as Undyne, but I am. You guys are on an island somewhere in the Central Sea. And suddenly, as the geyser of light sends you upward into safety after you finished that terrible fight against a 3-headed hellhound, you're on the grass.
With the twins?
You hear the waves in the distance. Jenny is talking for some reason while setting is being given.
Yep.
And
Red wedding people? Okay.
you're noticing that there are a bunch of people around you. Mm-hmm. And they look quite similar to your current situation. They are on the ground, in the grass, standing up, sort of, helping each other stand up. And they all look very discombobulated, kind of confused, kind of tired, and also like they have some sort of expression on their face akin to...
William Shatner?
That feeling like you've had a nightmare and you just woke up and are trying to turn to your partner to be all like, I just had this horrible dream where... And as you're trying to discuss it, you're quickly losing the details of that nightmare. But all that's left is the fear and anxiety associated with the nightmare. All of them have that expression. And
That's a really specific expression.
And you can surmise it is because they may be slightly remembering where they came from, a.k.a. the underworld.
Just pull a Kristoff, like, he'd be like, I'm going to tell him.
Don't you dare! You notice that there are men, women, children, dogs, cats, different types of birds, and there are some sparkly little critters all around these people. There is an ocean filled with one ship. And that ship is not yours. It is actually quite close. It is on the beach off to your left. Your ship, you know, is off to your right. Yonder, you can't quite see it because there's some, like, maybe bushes or trees or rocks kind of interfering between you and the sight of your ship. But you know it's out there, I hope. And the one to your left is obviously the one that they came here with. But you didn't see it before. Now why can that be? Oh, right, because it all went into the underworld, bro! Listen to episode 8!
Apparently I need to.
You were present for the
I know,
episodes.
but...
Told me to assume that I could remember anything.
I'm pretty sure you said something like aioli's awesome or something.
It's just
I didn't
mayonnaise.
listen to the whole thing.
It's a fancy mayonnaise,
My
Jeff.
ADD
We
is
covered
really
this.
bad tonight. I'm sorry. It happens when you give me rainbow dice at the start of this session.
This episode called Rainbow Dice, featuring Jenny Peters.
Okay, don't use my last name now the internet knows my
Bleep.
Bleep. Jeff, edit that out.
Use my real last name on the
They don't know how to spell
Except
it.
for my LinkedIn. My LinkedIn has my real
Yeah, I was going to say your name's all over the internet. Like, what are you
Just
talking
there.
about?
For social is...
Numbers.
As you guys look on, you notice that Undyne is quite literally carrying Hammer, and Hammer is kind of half carrying Undyne away from the rest of you. You're kind of noticing that while you're noticing that other people directly in front of you are like looking around, noticing you guys. You're different than the rest of their group. They obviously know all of each other. They're all like part of a large family or a small town or one ship. I don't know. And they're looking at you like, who are you guys? Where have we been? What day is it? What time is it? It's night. But like, what happened? Who are you? Huh?
Huh?
Do you need
Hi.
to?
No, that's me just saying
Yeah.
hi to them.
They're like,
What's up, yo?
good evening.
Good evening.
Starting out strong.
You notice that there's a centaur
Oh.
off in the distance, but yeah. She hasn't noticed you yet. She's helping some people up off the ground.
I'm just kind of like, let's close the center over there. Hey. So,
Is it your guys' boat?
Is he a pretty one?
Yes.
Oh.
She. Yes.
Ooh, how long ago did you guys come here?
They start looking at each other.
Why did I sound like Inigo Montoya on that one?
a little bit.
A little bit.
That's not a bad thing.
That kind of depends. We're kind of a little vague on time.
What is that?
Oh.
I mean, I assume DDC would know what day it is. I hope
No.
DDC would know what day
That
it
I
is.
can understand. My character's like super sympathetic to that.
The lack of time or
Yes.
loss of time. And they look at you and they're like, thank you for your sympathy. But seriously, we don't know how to answer your question. It could have been like, we could have just arrived like 2 days ago or...
What day do you think it is? What day do you last remember?
October 13th, 2019.
It's December.
What?
That's when like the camera zooms in on their face, like whoa.
I'll,
Bunch of filters like go over the face for some reason.
right. Whatever date they say, I'll tell them what the actual date is. How long has it been since they've seen the light of night?
As far as you can, as far as they're able to tell, they've been gone for about 5 weeks.
Oh, shit.
So that's a while.
And when you tell them that, they're like, "But people were expecting us in Olympia."
Did
What?
They probably think you're dead.
I asked them if they ate anything weird on the journey.
So the 5 weeks we were down in the underworld, did like Hades give you anything like weird?
Did you guys eat some like dead shrooms?
Hey, I don't know if they were down there.
Did you just
I
eat
think
like
we kinda
brimstone?
do.
Like what?
No,
what's
they were
going
down
on?
there.
That's brimstone. If it was me, it
You'd
would
be
be dead.
What do you guys actually say to them? This does matter.
I'm actually kind of like still mesmerized by the centaur off in the distance. I point her out, so
Do you leave this conversation and go flirt with her?
I'm not gonna go flirt with her, but I am kind of like out of the conversation, and I'm just gonna go talk to the centaur. I make my way over to her.
Do we know whether or not they were down where we were?
What?
Do we know if they really did come from the underworld?
You can certainly surmise based on last session's contents. In other words, that you saw the pit that probably led to the underworld with a mage that told you that
He was pulling souls out of the underworld.
That it was his fault that they were down there, that he was pulling each of his friends' souls out so that they can be saved, and he traded his own body, life, and soul to save them.
From Hades.
From Hades.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So based on that, and with all their expressions of like
Where
what
have we
the
been?
heck happened and their lack of time, yes, you can surmise that that is what happened.
Okay.
Is there, you came from a boat, like a captain? Take me to your leader.
Who's in charge here? Yeah, that's a good question.
I swear to God, if you say the mage.
I don't really know if he's alive anymore, actually. We haven't seen him in several weeks. His name's Daedalus. He actually like stays on the ship. Like, he doesn't come up and talk to us.
Can I describe the mage that we saw down below and see if that's Daedalus?
You describe Asher to him?
Asher. I even had that name written down and I
No,
forgot.
it's
Never mind.
And you do or do not?
Do not, no.
Okay.
Because as soon as you say that, that's not Daedalus.
Is it like the Daedalus?
Do you say that to him?
No! I'm just nerding out. Sorry. Okay.
Your words matter right now.
Did you see him before? Or what was it like? Did you lose track of him before you guys lost track of everything?
Like, when we left our home island and we took off, we didn't see him anymore because he
Like-
went downstairs and then
never
stayed
came
there.
Downstairs, they didn't even stay in the cabin. What a douche.
Um,
So he might still be on the ship, is what you're saying.
Probably. If he's alive.
Why did you guys come here in the first place? I swear to God, if you say for repairs.
a good question, my friend. Not the one I was going to ask, but a good question.
We came here for a tourist stop to
Oh.
witness the place that Hades touched the land with his wonderful... What else did he say? Right. That Hades blessed us with mortality. That's what he said, right? Yeah.
You have a terrible travel agent.
I agree.
Where did you find this travel agent?
His name's Asher. He comes from the same village as us, and he wanted to make a pit stop on this fucking island because he's trying to find like the hot spots of like different gods across history. And the first step was Hades. That sounds great.
Say I would... Okay, well, I guess this is a little too late for that, but I would heavily suggest you not do that. From experience.
They all look at you.
It's just like a sea that just...
All 200 of them just look at you. And slowly tilt their heads.
Come play with us, Chetty. Come play.
So you never know what you're gonna find. And then I kind of just look off into the distance. And remember where my fucking accent went.
A handful of them look off into the distance in the direction you're staring, wondering if you're seeing anything. And then turn
you
back.
Just look off and like the ones that are behind you are like...
And then turn to Pyra and they're like, so you're a tiefling.
Yes.
Are you well versed in Hades lore?
Did you just assume her race?
Horns. Red skin.
I didn't say you were erroneously assuming.
Are you just like an abnormal satyr? Like, I don't understand what you're saying.
You're being an asshole.
Yes, I'm a tiefling, but no, I don't pay attention.
I don't attention.
Interesting.
Sorry, that was just
Staring out the window.
As you guys are talking to these very strange people, you are noticing that some people are actually taking advantage of this situation and setting up tents. Little comfort zones, like sitting on barrels and whatnot. They're basically like deconstructing things on the ship and like settling down for the night, so to speak. Right. They're trying to find comfort in their situation. They're just like, remember that dream that we all collectively had where we were all dead? That didn't happen, right?
Oh, these poor people.
Where's Asher now?
Oh shit, where is Asher?
Yeah.
He went missing? Did he go missing? He went missing, and we sent some... Oh my god.
Your captain, was there anyone else missing other than Asher, your captain?
No.
No children
Children?
on your ship?
Heck no. Oh no. No.
It's me on the Ilden check.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's like, oh yeah, little Susie's been missing for a while. Good thing nobody
That's
cut
not
her
what
in
I was
half.
getting at. That's not what I was getting at, but...
The guy that we've been talking to.
No, I'm a female centaur now. Hi.
Oh, okay.
What's your name?
Maine.
Yeah, my character busts out laughing.
Oh, I don't think we're over there.
Spelt M-A-E-N.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Maine.
I have good hearing.
I'm in Goromir.
Sure.
It's nice to meet you. It's been a long time since I've seen a fellow centaur. And,
Did you just assume my race?
Oh my god.
well, you're half horse.
I'm half donkey, you ass.
Is that zebra?
I'm so sorry.
Zebra.
Sorry, she's kidding, obviously. She's like, yeah, some parts centaur. All
Part
centaur.
Hey.
She seems really uncomfortable.
Well, you see, Maine.
Closer.
No, I'm gonna wait for another moment.
No, it's perfect. The one I was about to do.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Wait. Give me the cue.
Go ahead. Well, you see, Maine. I come from a very faraway land.
Oh my.
Whereabouts do you come from?
Down the road.
By the time I forgot to mention she's 60 years old.
I do want to know how old she is.
I must say, the centaur humor that I've been acquainted with is quite different than yours, and I'm fascinated.
I'm really not that funny.
I'm very far
Whoa.
away.
Sorry.
Physically, I'm quite attractive. Or so I'm told.
Well, I just wanted to tell you that some guy named Asher felt really bad about everything that happened and like sacrificed his life to bring you all back from the underworld.
Music just record scratch.
and he seemed really like melancholy about it, obviously because he's dying. I mean, he fell into dark. I mean, he became a martyr.
Meanwhile, the three of us are off to the side, like, ah!
I'm still laughing because I did hear her name.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Good job.
Damn it.
She stands there agape.
Not a git, a gape.
And she looks around, and she's actually been like helping the children like stand up and like feel better and like find their parents
Oh,
or
there
whatever.
are children.
And she looks around and she's like,
Just not missing one.
"That was real."
So I was going to ask about that, because I'm very curious about all the
Spoiled dogs.
spiritual sides of things, especially like other worlds and whatnot. I'm very fascinated.
Smell it.
So, the time in which that you guys were gone, I imagine it was quite a while. Was it just like darkness? Do you have memory of being in the underworld? Were you bound? Were you just roaming around down there? What was it like? Do you have memory of it?
Brief flashes. They're quickly fading. I remember heat. I remember the feeling of my hooves being removed.
Ooh. Ooh.
Removed?
Rehooved?
That's nasty.
It would be hoovy.
Splinters of glass that were then melted. It's fading. Like, I can't quite... There was some sort of refractory light everywhere, all the time. That, like, you couldn't always see the next torture.
Ugh.
Like the descriptions of like the torture and stuff is making like in Goromir just like
Yeah.
She says...
Instantly, just... No, never mind.
She says, "Can you come with me, please?"
of course.
And she guides you up a little bit of a slope back towards where your friends are, to where an older man is sitting. He's like one of the first people that sat down and actually like made himself at home on this island. And he's looking through scrolls and like books and like opening maps and then opening another book. And has like his own private little library around him. And she's like, "Master, would you take him off my hands? I have to go like do some deep breaths or whatever." He's like,
It's Deckard Cain.
And she says, "Oh, and hell is real, and we were all there, and I'm sure that..." He's like, "I know, yes, I was there too. Yes."
I'm all it's a living hell.
And she leaves. And he's like, "If you have any questions about the Pantheon, or hell, or life, feel free to ask me."
Curious.
I drink and I know things.
There you go.
Jeff, can you please just do the Deckard Cain voice for me now? Sorry.
That's
You love it when your uncle
Ow!
comes over.
That's not bad.
Coming around!
No.
Sorry.
Stay a while and listen. Oh,
God, that's right. That's what he says.
Old. I'm like 5 billion years old.
He looks up at you and says, "Are you mocking me, young lad?"
No,
Glad.
I just had a weird memory of another old person
Are we
who's
there?
very much like you, actually.
You may make it. You guys have a choice. The others that are not in this little thing, you can either see Angoromir and go over to this old man that he's talking to, or you can go over to Undyne and Hammer, or you can keep talking to these random people that were just like, "Hey, who are you?" "Oh, okay, you seem to be fine."
No, I definitely go to the old man.
keep talking
So,
to the people I'm
we happened across this island in hopes of repairing our ship, but it seems like your ship is pretty good.
I wouldn't know.
Well, Who would know?
Quite literally everyone else, because I give no shits about ships.
You'd like to speak to his manager.
Kind of.
This here is a cauldron of Hades. It really is just a cesspool of different dark energies that the Dark Lord brought forth from hell, and he is allowing other people to go from the mortal realm down to his immortal pit of torture and feces and fire and brimstone. You understand, we were here just mostly on a tourist stop, but actually I wanted to leave the entire time. You can really interrupt me anytime.
No, I'm enjoying this.
I kind of want to ask if he knows someone.
You approach and he's like, "What?"
You seem to know lots of things.
Muffin Man.
I know enough.
He says.
I ask if you know somebody who could repair a damn ship. Or help us with that.
Ah,
Or is good with wood.
yes.
What's wrong with you?
Excellent. Who might that be?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you may have to wait till the morning.
All right. I will wait. And I sit down.
I really want to help these people out, but I fucking hate every last one of them.
So far, yeah.
The two men that you
They've
were
been
talking
through
to
some trauma.
look at you and they're just like,
They need therapy, and I can't
So-
give it to them. I'm not licensed in this
So-
game or
"So
my
how'd
life.
you two meet?"
Oh, that's cute.
Pyro just glares at Dionysia. How did we meet?
Match.com.
Stars.
We were looking for a star. I can't do it. Not today.
Oh, just take it.
So,
Yeah, like those short arms. There we go.
come on, T-Rex, you can do it. You can. Oh yeah. Master. I don't know. I straight up sounded like Fat Albert there for a second. God. So, how's about you take us to the boat?
Our ship?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
He
But I
guides,
like.
he guides you down towards the ship. You are well aware of the fact as you're passing them, the hammer is weeping
Meh.
with Undyne,
Meh.
and they have a fire going.
Meh.
Okay. Fire, it's your element.
She just goes and stands there for a while.
I'm leaving the old guy just for clarity of what I'm doing.
You start leaving, and he's like, okay.
I'll like try and flag down the other two
I
if I
tell
can
him
see
that.
them moving. If I
I
can
tell
see
him
them
thank
moving.
you, and I.
There's whatever.
All right.
I need to
Fuck
go
you,
play
Deckard
fire,
Cain.
So I can go over there soon. But I'm curious about this.
Where do you guys go after being flagged by your team to go down to the ship? Their ship, not your ship.
Right. I think they have it handled. I'm gonna go check up with Hammer and Undyne.
Okay. Jenny?
I will do that too.
Okay. I'm going to focus on Trevor and Taylor for right now. T-Squid! Formula! So I'm going to say that you guys arrive at the beach. And... No.
You arrive at the beach and take a moment.
No. It's the ocean. And it is quite loud with the waves. Quite different than the muteness of when you arrived on this island. You guys arrive on the beach, and there are two men that are not the ones you've been talking to looking out into the horizon, and the sun is just coming up, realizing that you guys have actually been in that castle all night. So, congratulations. The sun is rising, and you can hear the two say to each other, "Looks like a good mythical morning."
Oh, shut the fuck up and take me to your goddamn boat. Hi.
I see what you did there.
You know what time it is. And they just start walking down the beach away from you. The two
Game
men that
time?
have actually been talking to you guys says, okay, so this is our ship. We have some, like, spare timber here
Oh.
to help out.
Wonderful.
But, can you tell me, like, one good reason why we should give it to you?
Because we helped save your asses from eternal damnation.
What?
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, yeah, you know your buddy Asher, the shitty travel agent? Yeah, he's the one who accidentally got all of your souls banished into Hades in the underworld, and he sacrificed his own life to bring you back. And we helped him to do so.
You killed Asher?
No, he killed himself. He made a deal. He made a deal with Hades himself to bring your ingrateful asses back to this world. And so help me God, if you don't help me get off this island, I'm going to send you right back.
Just put my hand on your shoulder.
And burn her.
Just like, you're like, just say when.
The guy you were shouting at first is like looking like this, like looking off to the side down at the sand, like, I can't handle this intense emotion. And the other person's looking directly at you with a hand over their mouth.
There was a Cerberus too.
There was a Cerberus. I'm going to call him Spot.
You have no idea how to say a spot.
Spot.
Rover.
It's like the one time I look over at you.
Man number 1
Mm-hmm.
believes you. Man number 2,
What?
you could be saying anything right now. We would have to believe you if Asher's never going to come back.
Yeah,
You could have not helped at all.
yeah. That's fair. And tell me, do you remember nothing of your time down there? Nothing about the bottomless pit in which you are trapped forever? Not the tiniest little inkling?
I don't remember so much about a pit. I was always at the bottom of something, but like I don't think it was actually like a pit. It was more like a lower plane of existence.
Yeah. Thank you for proving my point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a tiefling. Are you well versed in Hades lore?
No.
And the other guy's like, dude, that's racist. And the other guy's like, yeah, I know, but I wanted to know if she would like... Anyway.
Hair twitch, hair twitch, hair twitch, hair twitch.
Okay, fine, we can help out, but like, we were mostly like just joking. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, we'll give you wood. Jeez. It's not that... It wasn't like I was gonna, like, not help you out or whatever. What?
I'm just like, if Dionysia was holding his pencil, just be...
Duh. Okay, we'll bring it out. Where's your ship?
Other side of the island.
We will carry it there with you.
No chance we could talk to your captain?
You can try, and you are allowed back onto their ship.
Cool.
Why don't we just
You two.
ride out on their ship?
Upon...
I wanted to meet their captain.
Well, you chose Undyne.
I know.
As you guys approach their little campsite that they've made for themselves, you can hear Hammer crying. And you can see that Undyne is saying something to her. Give me a cunning check, each of you, to see if you can hear what she says.
I try not to hear what she says.
Okay.
5 plus 2.
Not
You're
like
not hearing
not like a la 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 kind of thing, but just
Mm-hmm.
like it's not my business.
You see Undyne whisper something to her, like in a comforting, like hand on the knee kind of way, and then she hears your hoof prints and your heavy boots, and she lets go of Hammer. She turns, and you can see that as she's turning, her cuirass is like
Her what?
the chest plate of her armor
Never
is
known
like
how to pronounce that word.
tissue paper. It's like
Just
gone
ripped apart.
after the Hellhound trice attack. Yeah.
Oh yeah, forget.
So it's
about that.
like gone. She does have a boob wrap, so you're not seeing anything like that.
Darn.
Boob wraps for the win. Am I right,
Yeah.
honey? All right.
That's a pretty big boob wrap.
Okay.
Just duct tape.
It's pronounced chest wrap.
Strop. What?
I'd never know how to pronounce that word.
Oh, curious?
Nice.
Cuirass.
Cool.
Curious.
Very.
Wait, it's
curious.
Q like with a Y sound? Cuirass?
Cuirass.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Queer ass. Queer ass.
One sec.
Cuirass.
Can I get a middle queer ass?
It's cuirass?
Queer ass. Queer ass. Queer ass.
I don't agree with that. I've been saying cuirass or cuirass.
If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna make curious the canon word. Undyne looks up to both of you and says, how are they all doing? Like, are they healthy?
They seem perfectly fine, with the exception of their emotions.
Right, so physically, yes. Mentally, no.
Maybe we're all a little bit raw right now.
I think they're all in shock of the fact that they've just been released from hell.
There's been nothing electrifying on this plane at all.
I'm just gonna stand there.
Outside the island. She goes on you.
I ask if they want to go meet the captain.
No, not really. I'm trying to consult my friend, because she's going through a hard time, if you can't tell. And Hammer's like, shut up, okay?
Can I pat her on the back or attempt to?
You want to go onto the other side and pat her?
Yes.
Okay, you do so. And Hammer, like, allows it, and she's, like, a little bit, like, defensive, but then she's like, oh, wait, they, like, fought with us. And then she relaxes. Then she just kind of sits there and twiddles her thumbs, looking into the flames, saddened by an unspoken truth.
Oof.
But you just said...
Deep.
Anyway.
I'm going to look down at Hammer and say, you know, if it wasn't for your holy magics, I don't think that we'd be here right now. That was some excellent fighting. Thank you.
She accepts your compliment modestly, but she almost nods in affirmation with a occupied mind, as if your compliment is reminding her of something else that she does not feel that she deserves a compliment through.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Undyne says, do you want me to tell them? And she's like, no, I don't. Thanks, though.
Bring it on.
Well, I was thinking that once everyone seems to have a better state of mind, that we can actually travel with them, see if they want to head to Olympia with us, seeing as how their boat seems perfectly fine, and it would save us from having to wait for the repair.
It really kind of depends on how long the repairs take. In all truth, you know what's on our ship,
Yeah.
and it could be dangerous trying to move it from one spot to another, especially considering how large their crew is. I mean, there's over 100 people down there. And so if any one person becomes aware of the soul, then
Right.
it's dangerous. If you four want to go with them, we're not going to hold you back, though it would be harder to, steer the ship. But I'm not going to hold that against you if you want to divert.
Oh, I don't want to tell you later. I don't want to disband at all. I was just thinking about
Good,
efficiency.
growing attached.
Oh,
Like a tumor on my neck.
Yes.
I really do that.
I was going to go with fungus.
He quite literally just finished my sentence. You're not even there, and I'm talking to Pyra.
Just shouting across
I was
the
going to say, Undyne shouts across the island, Pyra, guess what?
And you're like, did you hear something?
Your friend called me a tumor!
More voices?
Pyra!
More voices. That's a new one.
Well, I
You know,
say we
my
set
mom-
up
My mom, before she died, called me her little herpy.
Oh, that's sweet.
Was there more than one? Was it herpes?
You're not there.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you're not there.
I mean, I that's sweet.
Thanks. I think she meant harpy, but it always came out herpy.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
She had a speech impediment.
She had a little bit of a difficult time speaking common. Kind of, anyway, yeah.
Very thick
A little
accent.
bit difficult to understand me,
Yeah, you come across a little gruff, but that's okay. It's endearing. Anyway, I think that we should
Truly.
Anyhow.
we should set up camp, so we have a nice place to. Well, I guess we could just camp on the boat. In the room. I mean, how badly damaged is the boat? Can we just sleep on the boat or?
You are projecting based on the men that are carrying timber right now. You can see them. They have quite large pieces. Like, that's actually decent. They have a decent crew that can help this out. So, Hammer, I'm going to say, conveniently says to you, that could be done by morning. Like, that's not going to take long at all.
Okay.
Oh, that's our men from our ship.
No, that's
That
the
makes-
men that
that
we
makes-
ball busted into carrying wood for.
Correct.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Well, let's just let's camp for a little while. Just, regain some lost vital points and whatnot there. Before the encounter with the danger dog.
Dionysia's guided to a door on the ship. It says C on it, standing for captain. And he says you can knock.
Oh, I thought something else.
You can knock on the door, but he doesn't really answer. So, good luck. See?
Oh, Daedalus! We just dragged your people out of hell and would like to talk to you.
Thank you.
Okay, good first step. Hoping for more. Could you please unlock the door? That rhymed. Is this actually worth it? I'm barking up the wrong tree.
You could burn it down.
It's worth it.
I don't know what.
I didn't see that coming.
I don't know what for, but she burns down to her core. She needs to burn the door.
As the word burn gets spoken, he's like, I'm going to go stand over there real quick, if you don't mind. I'm going to help with the timber. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help.
Wonderful
I'm going to
idea.
help.
It's like my demeanor completely changes from like false, like yeah, you do that.
You were both standing alone outside of this captain's quarters. It reminds you of that time that you blue-balled a guy. Anyway, what do you guys do? Do you blue-ball the door?
If by blue ball you'd be mental prowess to try and
Oh.
turn the lock on the other side.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I really wanted to open up, like it to be successful, and then you burn it anyway.
Yeah.
Spoil
18.
You can
Spoil
you can
sport.
feel a deadbolt open. It does not open.
There's more than one deadbolt, isn't there?
Wow.
Any particular reason you're not coming out of your little hermit cave?
Yes.
Would you like to share the reason? Allow me to rephrase. What is the reason? Let's not give him yes or no questions.
Yeah.
Can you only answer yes or no questions?
Yes.
Ah. Is it by your will that this door is not opening?
No.
Do you require assistance in getting out?
No. No.
Do I believe him?
Absolutely not with that
Gotcha.
perfect tone from your actor friend.
Yes. Sorry, that's the thing in my D&D campaign.
No.
No.
Nope. You, don't believe me.
Barrack comes in through the door.
I call bullshit.
Get the fuck out of here. I have this covered.
Did someone say Kirby's Dream Land?
So, it's not by his will that the door isn't opening. He does not want help. Do you want to leave your cabin?
No.
Are you hiding something in there?
No.
Can we come in anyway?
No.
Are you lying? I feel bad saying it because I didn't think of it.
Oh,
Super meta.
just rephrase it.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah. Can you lie?
Yes.
I actually kind of believed that one.
No, that's pretty good.
If we were to break down your door and come in anyway, would you be upset? It's a yes or no question.
Are you sitting far enough away?
Asking the real motherfucking questions.
You hear groaning on the other side.
Are you a dwarf?
Are you really fat and can't get out of bed? Just like...
I think you guys should be trying to open that door.
Oh, man. Are you really fat and can't get out of bed? He doesn't answer that stupid question.
Oh, man. I feel the judgment from the other side of the door for mental prowess. Oh, shit. Can I mental prowess if it's...
Yes.
Goddamn.
Well, depending on your role. 'Cause
Yeah,
if it's
fair, fair.
If it's out of line of sight, it's much harder.
Yeah. That is terrible. 17.
What was the core roll?
6.
What's your magic stat?
Plus 11.
Unfortunately, no.
Boo. That's fair. It's a long shot. Need to stop using that D20.
Use
Well,
the
looks like you're
rainbow.
gonna have to ask him if he's fat.
Dude, he didn't answer.
Are you the opposite of skinny?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to ask next.
I just really want to see what's going on in there. Hey, fuck stains! To the guys down on the beach.
Nobody really wants to look up to that comment.
Okay, you passed the test. I have a question for you.
What?
Did you know that he's in there and can only answer in yes and no's?
He just hasn't answered us. I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you been ignoring your crew members? That's a yes. I don't need no inside check to know that.
I was still expecting it to be like, no.
Distinct sounds of a chocolate eclair getting consumed.
Distinctly chocolate
Yeah,
eclair.
of course. I mean, it's obvious.
Plus, we're stirring mac and cheese.
Oh,
A dwarf puff.
sorry.
Get closer to the mic. Get ASMR in there.
You're welcome, audience.
AKA future Tommy and Jenny.
They're gonna go back and be like, oh, this moment, fast forward. Double click the smartphone, 10-second skip. God, I don't know. Can I mental browse, see if there's any more locks on there for me to fiddle with?
You will know instantly the answer is yes.
I'm gonna try and just undo every single one until he stops me.
Well, if he made the door, then you probably have a problem.
27.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 16 plus 11.
The door just unhinges completely and falls.
I'm basically at this point, I'm just Jediing the door.
He manages to stop you with one lock, and you can tell even if like your hand is trying to push in the door, he's on the other side, like, or something is on the other side, like weighing it down, like back against you, and like holding a lock shut.
Are you trying to protect us from something in there?
Yes.
Oh.
I probably should have asked that first, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Tell him you're fine, you can handle it.
Can you come out without?
No.
Is it something we can kill?
No.
Get
Can
the
we
others.
try?
No.
Is there a window?
To the wall.
You hear a little Scottish bunny come out and say, "Look for a window."
I'm getting that wonderful image again.
Just
Giant
just
juice ahead.
check the window and we're like, gah! It's like not even subtle, it's just this massive manifestation in the sky.
God, it's so startling.
Every time!
Why does this keep happening?
We freaked out Cody. Hi, buddy.
I'm just so startled.
How do we get rid of the thing that's in there with you? Yeah. Do we want to get rid of the thing that's in there with you?
No.
So it's going to attack us. Is it protecting you?
Give me a cunning check, both of you.
Oh, God. Why am I using the crafty? 14.
17.
You hear sounds in his throat that indicate that he is trying to give an answer, thinking about it, and unsure how to answer that question. AKA, he doesn't even quite know what the answer is.
Excellent. I know I was thinking that.
It's fucking ding.
Lore truck for this game is hard because it's like,
Yeah, 'cause it's
character,
not-
me.
Also, yeah, not classical mythology, you know.
Alright.
With a twist.
Of course, it's someone else's.
How did you... Have you ever left your cabin during your trip?
No.
Are you the only one in there?
Oh, fucking got him.
Yeah.
Prepared to set up this boat.
Are you hacking up a hair? Sorry.
Don't copy your uncle.
What the fuck? I want to know why he can only do the yes or no's, but how the hell do I make that a yes or no?
So, like,
spell.
I'm totally there, just like around the campfire, just like.
Undyne looks over at you and she's taken off a lot of her armor and she's just sitting there in her pauldrons and she's like,
And just your pauldrons?
just her pauldrons. No, she's wearing her chest wrap. Oh, her greaves. I'm sorry, I meant to say greaves, not pauldrons.
Oh, okay.
And she's looking at through the fire at you and she's like, personal question.
Yes.
Are you a virgin?
Oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, Jesus.
I got the tail end.
I just got to third base.
My character's.
She's
very-
right there.
That is your dog.
Cody.
It's okay.
Your silence makes her smirk and go, that's okay. I was kind of wondering because, you know, you have a horse cock. So I was kind of wondering if any human girl could actually take it. You know what I mean? Though, I will say, you have a great ass.
Oops, sorry, Cody.
She
I
turns
pushed your face.
to Agate and
I
goes,
pushed your
so your
face."
name, was it actually like, were you raised by like a blacksmith or something?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's weird. Why were you named Agate?
Hi.
You should really see Cody right now.
No, I see him.
Hey, no.
He doesn't
I
really want to
never got a chance to ask my parents that, actually. But I like it.
You like it? Hammer says, that's sad. Parenthood is one of the cornerstones of life. And without it, you're just a girl in a monastery, not knowing which way is up.
Are you a virgin?
That's deep.
5 minutes
Who'd
later.
you direct that question to?
It's an open question.
There's some guy on the other side like, "Ah."
So these three women look over at you. Do you answer? Do you answer his "Are you a virgin?" question?
Me?
Yes. It's an open question to all three of you.
Never mind.
Man, I don't know if you want to know the details there.
Hammer
You're like,
says,
how
Probably
much
don't.
time you got?
Hammer says, no. Undyne says, yeah.
I'm 316
Wait.
years old. What do you
Losing your virginity means penetration, right?
No.
I get really uncomfortable.
I don't really know how to answer this question. then.
Alright. That's enough of
Thank
that.
God
uncomfortable
I'm not there.
Back to Daedalus.
Is there a particular reason you are only answering yes or no questions?
Yes.
Is it something that you did to yourself?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
Back to square one.
Is there a way for us to make it possible for you to say anything else than yes or no?
No.
Burn that door.
Do you want to say anything other than yes,
Yes.
sir? No. Okay. Is that what you're working on there? Is correcting this?
No.
You just had the thought to do that, didn't you?
Huh?
You just had the thought to start working on that, didn't you?
No.
Not getting enough
Oh
credit.
shit! I should be working on that. I'm Daedalus, dude. Work on my voice.
Is there a way for us to get you out without opening this door?
No.
Cody's like, what'd I do?
I'm like losing track of the questions I've already asked. Did we ask him if he wanted out? You wanted out, right? No? Do you want out? I don't remember.
No.
Damn it. So you want to stay in your cabin answering only yes or no questions with whatever weird thing you're working on in there in peace.
Yes.
So you would really like it if we walked away right
That
now.
Yeah.
sounds
Yes.
like him.
Well, clearly we have to stay now.
Say, do you mind if I burn down the door?
Rhett and Link appear behind you and go, "Hey, don't do that. It's a little weird. Don't do that."
You can't use that here. Professor Oak.
What can I say to that? She doesn't. It's not right.
So,
How are you watching
I'm-
me?
I'm planning on saving myself for someone.
I tried that.
Is that weird?
No. Not even a little bit. Hammer says, "No."
The blessed innocence
Agate
of
says-
youth.
The innocence of youth. The fire says,
I do clutch my breast. Or not my breast, my heart.
That's what the fire says.
I think I'm just gonna name this episode like.
Let's get it on.
I'm going to fast forward into the morning. Okay?
Fair deal. I guess
Did we-
eventually we would have left Daedalus alone, just having been
Did we
stumped.
rest? Not that it
You guys
matters
will
'cause I
effectively
leveled
have
up.
rested all the way up to full everything. These people will have fed you dinner / breakfast. You will have restored all MP, therefore, and HP will go up to max because there will be a healer that fixes you up. It becomes common knowledge across this camp that you guys saved them in some capacity. It becomes common knowledge that Asher is dead. Some handful of people seem to find joy in that. The greater mass seems to be sad, but also shares, and you hear whispers of people saying, "I didn't hate him, but he was just so damn frustrating. It's his fault we came here, but God, he didn't mean any of it, you know." So when the morning comes, your ship is all fixed up. Hammer is confident in its construction,
Sick.
and she handsomely pays the men hundreds of gold pieces.
Yeah, that's fair.
And there is
Supply the
discussion
goods.
about. There's the discussion right before takeoff because Hammer really wants to go,
Right.
and Undyne says, "You had a fascination with the Stygian iron."
I did. Kinda lost it.
Cool.
Yeah, don't want any.
I grabbed it.
I'll take that.
Undyne's like, "I fucking knew it."
Mocker. Just
Yeah.
openly in front of her. I also make a common knowledge that whenever I hear people's mixed feelings about Asher, I inform them that they should judge a person by their intentions.
The female centaur says, "Yes. Also, I'm legal."
How old are you? I asked.
18. That's legal. In centaur. Oh my God, Trevor!
I regret nothing.
However, Link offers you guys some extra crewmen to supplement your ship. And they say, "We will gladly help. You help save us from hell."
Thank you.
I'd like to ask how they plan on getting anywhere with their captain locked inside his quarters.
Oh, like, we control the ship, but he's the one that calls the shots, but, like, not really. Like, we just do whatever we want. We have a destination in mind. We were heading to Olympia. We may make a stop. We kind of want to see the Tengu home island. But we'll see.
I'm going to suggest you get to Olympia immediately.
Yeah, me too.
Seconded.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Well,
fourth.
Okay,
You could even follow in the wake of our
that
ship.
was quite
Yeah, I
unanimous.
warn them again because I'm old and I know things.
well, that was unanimous.
Can you not?
But
Especially with
definitely
that
if you
guy
ever get home.
doing that thing.
Nope.
Wait,
The people in Olympia might think that you're dead.
Did you guys tell us about the weird thing?
I would presume so.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What weird thing?
They kind of look at each other. They're just like,
There you go.
that is a really good point. We didn't even think of our loved ones. We're selfish people. Let's go home. And then they start boarding their ship, and the female centaur goes, I didn't even catch your name, Angoramir. Wait. Oh, that was embarrassing.
I haven't been watching you sleep.
Maybe we'll meet in Olympia, and I'll find you in the stables or something. And it'll be like one of those lusty mangas that I read all the time.
Oh, it's me in high school.
And high school throwback. All right.
Oh, dear.
Jenny, are you a yaoi person?
Or a Yuri
No.
person. Yuri.
I don't know. You do have rainbow dice.
That was my
I like
fault, though.
futa.
That's fair.
Futa. Futa.
I like food.
Boobs with dick.
Whoa,
Futa.
well, that's right. We're on. Okay. All right.
You have slayed me. I
Boobs
am
with dicks
slayed.
and dicks with boobs.
All right.
What's that line from Ted 2? There are no... What was it? Oh, damn it. There are no chicks with dicks, only dudes with tits, or something like that. Anyway.
Fun.
Okay.
This was weird.
Any last words to these people before they depart from you?
So you want to follow us, or...
Did you want to come on our ship?
A
They've already
caravan?
given you a handful of crewmen to help you.
No, I'm talking to her. Like,
Do like
Oh, got it.
Oh.
caravan.
I'm just gonna go ahead and queue up something. I'm just kidding.
Yes. Actually, no.
I mean, that's okay, or whatever you want to do is fine, I guess.
I know whatever I want is fine because I'm a strong, independent woman. You're really attractive, though, but I really can't. I can't. I want to, but I can't.
What if we kidnapped you?
I was going to suggest a liaison in Olympia, but you do you.
She stares long and hard at the tiefling, and she's like, "Are you well versed in Hades lore?"
I just walk away.
Well, I would like to.
What about the kidnap? Okay.
Can I roll to see if I'm well versed in Hades lore?
Yes,
16.
quite well.
What
Quite well.
about-
So I tell them that.
You're like an 8 out of 10. In Hades.
Oh. Okay, then what was it about all the pomegranates around his palace when we were down there?
Oh.
Sacred fruit.
Because I thought pomegranates were about Hera. And, like, I don't understand. Like, Hera doesn't live down there.
No.
I didn't
his
see
queen
any
does,
hair. I didn't see any hair down there.
though. Oh
know
my
what I'm saying?
God. I think they're the symbol of his queen. Though. She lives down there.
Oh.
But wouldn't you want to piss off your sister-in-law?
Yeah. If I had one.
Mhm.
Anyway, you guys have a good trip. I'm going to go up on my ship. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you
See you on the
walking
flip.
That's a nice quip.
Sister-in-law/sister.
You guys are sailed back over to your ship so you can sail properly on your actual ship instead of a stupid boat. You guys see the other ship sail off north. And you're like, oh my gosh,
Wait.
I didn't say goodbye to Barrick. What?
Yeah, we can fuck about Barrett. Can I use mental prowess to talk to Centaur Chick and tell her to look up Angoramir in Olympia while we're there?
Yes.
I'm gonna do
You may
that.
attempt.
Hopefully before the ships get too far apart. Natural goddamn 20.
You do so. And you know that
Best wing person ever.
You know that she has heard you, and you even have a reciprocal feeling coming from her to you.
Okay.
Not weird,
I'm kidding.
but she's like she receives it, and you feel her emotion like change to hope as you fade out of her mind.
All right. Hope.
You guys are sailing, and Undyne says, "You know, part of the reason that I grabbed the Stygian iron was so that I can get a new cuirass, because I have a queer ass." Anyway.
Really?
Yes. Play Undertale.
Oh, I know.
I know, I was looking at that thinking, I should do that.
What? I'm done?
Play Undertale. In real life, not...
It's one of my favorite games.
It sounds really fun, too.
How much of it do you need for a cuirass?
I don't know. I haven't met a blacksmith in quite a while. Narn had none of it.
And I was
not
raised by one.
I just made that joke off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, nobody's ever thought of that
I'm
ever.
Such a smart person.
Wonderful.
Hammer's like, I made that joke like no fewer than...
Nah.
Okay. You all suck. No.
Well, I want enough Stygian iron to make a rod or perhaps staff out of it.
There's plenty for that.
All right. Yeah. We'll go ahead and say that you have dibs. Yeah, that was pretty impressive against the Cerberus.
You guys sail for a collective 4 hours in the direction of Narn, which is northeast. And on your way, you are become sort of straddled by 2 different islands. They're quite far off from each other, but you see yourself going between them. The one to the left is very, very, very tall. Like it just shoots up out of the sky. And it just barely, in the clouds that surround it, you can see that there are winged creatures circling around it. And you're like,
wow.
How big of winged creatures?
You can't tell from this distance.
It's like super far away.
Let's stay away from them.
They're very, very, very large pigeons.
That's even worse.
They crap gigantically.
Just freaking cow pies and white.
A white lake.
The one to the right
White
looks
lake.
like a city on a large island. You know that this is not Narn. Or, wow, this is not Olympia. Sorry.
Well, we're going to Olympia.
Can we think of any reason why we would want to stop, or do we keep foraging on?
I think we could go.
So considering the last time we stopped?
That is an excellent point.
Yeah.
I was leaning that way as well. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I guess. Good to keep going on or stop at the city.
No, I don't want any stops.
Wow, that was unanimous.
She's old to know things.
Undyne's like, hey, look, a city.
We're already moving on.
I guess we're not going. All right, forward ho.
Where?
In the mirror.
Forward.
You guys got a really good wind behind you.
Sorry.
So you start to move a bit faster.
Made the fart joke.
You see another ship off to the distance, far off to the right. Do you engage or not?
Does it look hostile?
Not at the moment.
Which is it coming towards us?
Far off to your starboard.
So to the right.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
It's all coming together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's all coming together.
The boat that's on the same trajectory as us. The boat.
The trajectory in which way that we're going.
The trajectory that is our trajectory. The matching trajectory. Does it look like it's like intercept course?
Intercepticus Maximus.
Oh, I see.
We're gonna soar over California. Sorry.
You know, like in Disneyland?
Yeah.
Little aviators. Make sure to buckle your seatbelts.
Do you guys,
Especially
engage
these
with the
little
ship
beauties.
I say we keep going, and if it keeps coming after us, then we have a say about it. But until then, we don't know.
I agree.
I fucking agree.
Hammer shouts, "We make no stops!
Train don't stop!
We're almost there!"
I clap for her, honestly.
Cool.
I'm like
2 hours later,
Impatient as fuck.
and you are quickly coming upon another island. Except you can see. No, just listen. Just listen.
It's not at you.
No,
I'm
you're
playing
so.
my character.
You're so mad at me.
No, I'm playing my
And you
character,
see-
bro.
You
It's not
see,
you.
you see off in the distance what can only be surmised as Olympia. There is a massive white sheer mountain off in the distance, and you see that first.
Mount Olympus.
And Undyne says, "You lot ever seen Mount Olympus before?
It's like 500 times.
Well, you're boring." And Goromir,
I don't think I have, no.
Awesome, bro.
it looks like a giant white mountain.
I'm
I
staring
can
at
see.
you and your reaction to
It's
it.
very phallic.
She looks off, then tilts her head.
She should have more vagina shaped
Wow.
buildings.
I'll go up next to it and be like, and I'll kind of go behind and no, look at it like that.
Oh, okay, I can see, like, with the bump. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes more...
Right.
Get off me!
Just like off it. I win you.
The ship starts to edge starboard, which is then putting Olympus off to the left. Port. You are now veering towards the islands that you believe that you are just going to pass. You see that this island is very well occupied. There are many buildings. It's quite a hilly terrain, and you can even from this distance see there are quite a few people milling around. There are some ships docked there. And Hammer's on the wheel, and she's turning the ship to this island.
Why here? No, why not there?
We have to stop here first before heading to Olympia.
But is it customs?
No. We just have to stop here first.
Why?
You notice that Undyne and Hammer keep looking at each other. You also notice that the Dark Elf friend that she claimed was on the ship, and you guys have seen him, has not come up aboard the entire time.
Like on deck?
On deck,
Amidships. Actually, I
They
don't,
upload
I don't
it.
remember what amidships means.
I don't know either. I was gonna try and come up with something, and
I don't really think
I
that
don't
my
know if I
character
like
is
that.
perceptive enough. I'm just like, oh, we're gonna go here first. Like, this must be part of Olympia. Cool.
Cool.
No,
I
it's,
mean,
it's the
I know.
middle of a ship.
I know. Fuck, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I
You,
know.
you burn the ship down?
Do I what?
Do you burn the ship down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we're off it,
You guys quickly
you
dock.
keep forgetting that part.
You guys quickly dock. I want you all to give me a d20 cunning check, please.
14.
4.
10 plus 2.
And Goromir, in a spout of actual observation and cunning, you are aware that this is a practiced, maybe rehearsed, or I have done this before type of maneuver. They have been here before. None of you guys, none of the other three recognize that this
Wait.
maneuver, that of this steering to the docks, this perfect, like, sliding into the dock and then stopping right at the right moment and then instantly tying and everything.
Yeah, they've clearly docked here before.
Exactly.
Because they're freaking Knights of Olympia.
Yes.
Duh.
The gangplank is put down, and the crewmen that you guys acquired at the Cauldron of Hades, I'll say, the Silent Isle, all stay on board. They're just like, we'll stay here, I guess, because, like, I don't know what we're doing.
Neither do we. It's a common occurrence.
Yeah.
Hammer turns to Undyne and says, go grab it. Go grab it. And Undyne's like, okay. And she goes below deck.
Do you want me to go with her?
And then Undyne comes above deck.
Okay.
And she's carrying the chest with the soul in it.
Hopefully.
Okay,
someone-
whoops.
okay.
And that's
Let's go turn this in.
not my business.
You guys go down the gangplank down to the pier. There are guards-ish that are wearing nice metal armor with, like, what are those things called, Trevor? With, like, the fans on top of the helmets that are, like, multicolored and, like, they're made of, like, hair, but not really. They're, like, on top of...
Oh crap! What are those called? I want to say plume.
Alright, so they have horizontal... They have vertical plumes going from left
Like
to
the
right.
Spartan style.
Left to right, though.
Oh yeah, like the hoplites.
Yeah. So, and two of them meet you, and they're just like, Sister Hannah. And Hammer's like, don't call me that. I swear to God. I will hurt you. They're like, sorry, Undyne. You have friends up above deck that we do not recognize. And they're like, yeah.
Wait, we're there with them, yeah?
Yeah.
It's called Plume.
Plume.
Oh.
Nice.
They're plume waves in the sea waves, but it's mostly like air waves. And they're like, okay, yeah, come on up.
I just say something along the lines of like, it was mutual.
You guys are guided up these quite sharp hills that have been paved with nice white stone. Imagine Greece like a typical Greek coastal town. It's that blinding white stone. You guys are guided up. Yeah, you're guided up the stairs through a little village, between houses, up more stairs. You're going up and up and up this hill, up to this. Not really a palace. It's mostly like a nice hall.
A food hall?
Maybe a temple, but not quite a temple. And you are guided inside, and it's a really nice, ornate area in here. Like, there's this floor pool that's, like, mostly meant for decoration with, like, rose petals in it, and, like, there's flowers here and there, and it's obviously a very lush, cushy place for the rich to relax in here. And the entire time that you guys are walking, Hammer and Undyne are not talking. They're not talking to each other. They're just carrying the chest between them. And once you guys enter here, they set the soul down, and they turn to all of you guys and say, "Can you wait here for us?"
Yeah.
With the
I trust them.
Are they leaving the soul?
Yes.
All right. Damn. No pressure.
I take it and run.
No pressure.
They leave, and they go through a far door that leads into a greater building.
Far door?
You guys wait for quite a long time.
How long?
Close
5 weeks.
close to an hour.
I'm like bored at this point and just pacing and going, ah!
If I was a man, I would have peed in a corner.
At that point of an hour,
Don't call me out like that.
what do you guys do?
I look at, I'm sorry, did Undyne and Hammer go with them, or are they with us still?
Hammer and Undyne are gone with the plumed men, and you are now chilling in here with some servants.
So what the fuck are we doing here?
I do some stretches. Well, like
I fill them in on why I think it was
They're
important
keeping my
to
muscles.
basically like be cordial and friendly and fight with Olympia, because I think that Hammer was being very respectable on the shores of Narn.
I meant here, right now. Why are...
Oh, well
Sorry,
I was following the Soul Stone because of its power, and I hope to learn more of its power by coming here.
You guys notice that some of the guards that have the plumage that look like the ones that were down on the pier that greeted you are starting to make their way into this hall and are standing at the exits to the hall.
So the fact that we're getting closed in by guards while standing next to an incredibly valuable thing where they're off talking for over an hour about the gods know what is not concerning to anyone else?
Not until you just mentioned it.
a little, but I might be formalities or something. They're from here. I'm not.
I'm just like off to the side, like mage light on,
But
mage light off, mage light on, mage light off. Bored out of my skull.
As the guards blatantly watch you, some
Staring at them.
are like fingering their weapons or like twisting their leather gloves around the shafts of their spears. They're looking a bit restless as they're watching you.
Well, that's not
Some begin to pace like one step here, one step there. They're trying to remain patient for whatever it is that you are all are waiting for, and they keep eyeing the chest. Give me a cunning check, all y'all.
well, that's not good.
Nat 20.
Ooh,
14.
2 plus 2.
17.
You four are observing them now so much that I'm going to
Just something
say
else to look at.
Angoromir and Pyra notice, above all else, they do not have the sigil of Olympia on their armor. Dionysia, I'm going to say that with your mental prowess, you're going to see in them an intention to bring you down to some sort of prison at the first sign of aggression, and half of them want you to.
going to use mental prowess to communicate that to all 3 of my teammates while still just...
Thought speak. You can thought speak?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Now that you are all friends, I will say that you've opened your mind to him.
Brackets.
Her. Sorry. And that could be possible if you allowed your mind open to her.
So, like, you guys will each get a little, like, from me inside your head. Hello.
I belched loudly after I have heard.
I would take that as a yes.
Once I hear the news, I'm like, I use my mystic ability
New day.
to see what these guards. I'm specifically going to look for imminent danger in the future, or danger, or our party being done or doing like something against their will.
Oh, shit. Our friends are in trouble.
15.
Nice.
You see that you are in danger, and your livelihood could very well be balancing on a decision made behind those doors.
Oh, okay.
The chest is where again?
Between all of you.
Between us, on the table? Or
No, on the
ground?
floor.
So the 4 of us are pacing board around a box on the floor.
Like, how far away are these guards away from us? We're talking like 10, 15 feet?
At
or
least
like
10 feet away each. Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to think...
I will happily be trying to, like, actively listen in. I don't know if I have to focus on one target at a time or not with mental prowess.
I'm going to think that a very important decision in regards to our livelihood is being made on the other side of the door where Hammer and Undyne went, and that you should be ready to open the chest.
How do you feel about observing his foresight ability for yourself? You just saw through his mind.
Oh, shit. I would be super disoriented by that. And, like, you're thinking towards me, and I'm like, you know, like, say somebody was talking to you, and you just read something super shocking on your phone.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the words registered, but not really.
Yeah.
It's kind of what that's going on.
I told you I had vision. My foresight tells me, I told you.
There's a part of her this whole time that sort of doubted it.
Yeah, right? What do you mean, sort of?
Oh, you actually do have foresight abilities.
Oh, shit.
Hardly anything surprises me anymore.
But I'm really emphasizing the importance of being able to open the chest with your mind at a moment's notice.
I'll send back an affirmative. And, yeah, so... And along with that affirmative is just a very pointed, like, you motherfucker, if you get me thrown in jail, I swear to God.
Agate and Pyra, what do you do, if anything?
I keep stretching.
Just looking at it, the guards just flexing.
This does not faze me.
Hella flexing.
Really.
Flex on him.
How many guards are there?
At least 8 now.
Oh, fuck. That's a lot.
So it's like
And they're
4.
swarming you.
So
Not
there's like
swarming, but they're north, south, west, and
Oh,
east.
oh, gotcha. So there's 4 exits. There's the
Surrounding.
so there's the doors that Hammer and Undyne went through, and then there's an east exit, a west exit, and a south exit
Correct.
with 2 at each, I imagine.
Yes.
Can I look towards the guards by the door that they disappeared into and just say, like, how much longer do we have to wait?
If you do so, they do not answer you, but may smile condescendingly at you.
Ugh, gross. Like a
How far does mental prowess go in terms of just gleaning information off of something?
Depends on
It's
what you're
just
looking for.
so, like, I want to know why these guys don't have Olympian insignia.
You can dive into their minds, but depending on how deep you're wanting to dive, runs the risk of being caught.
And that would definitely be aggression.
Yeah.
I won't.
Okay.
I wait.
Another 30 minutes passes with absolutely nothing happening.
This is turning into like a Tarantino film, man.
Mm-hmm. This is intense.
Anything.
No.
You notice at that 30-minute mark that the servants are sort of like silently like told almost in their minds maybe, or like by some sort of silent indication or whatever.
A signal.
To leave the hall.
Servants meaning the soldiers?
No, there were some servants standing in here with you. They've been stoic, almost like British soldiers, and they just simultaneously leave.
Can I get a read on the guys again to see if there's like a more blatant intent to attack?
Yes.
No, that's not good. Hopefully all our dinner guests aren't going to be wearing armor under their clothes.
With my bonus, 18.
From what you can tell, there has been no shift in their knowledge of moving forward.
Can I send just the tiniest... I'm intentionally leaving the mental prowess probe weak towards the other room just to see what the hell is going on. But I want to intentionally leave it weak. Like, if it doesn't work, I'm not going to push it.
Okay.
Should we go rescue them?
Unnatural 20.
I kind of want to stare at all of them.
You can tell based on the
That's
familiarity
aggressive.
with their minds that Undyne and Hammer are through those doors, speaking to someone that you do not recognize or don't feel familiar with at all. And there's a stillness behind those doors, like not like they've been petrified by your ability or anything, but like they're standing there, also waiting.
I'll turn to one of the nearest guards and be like, so do you know any place where I can get the special iron worked into a staff?
Oh. Do you really? That's awesome.
They pop an eyebrow.
It does react.
I do that.
No? You don't think you could give me a referral? Wow, you are really good at the stone face thing. Save for the eyebrow. You might want to get that under control.
I have questions.
I asked if they know a
Just
good
being,
hamburger
I'm
place.
not just being irritating. I love being an asshole character. It's so great.
How large is this grand hall?
About 10 meters by 50 meters.
Rectangular. 1050, and there's a gigantic pool, like shallow decorative pool
That's
in the middle of the floor.
rectangular that separates the southern entrance from the northern entrance.
Oh, okay, so it goes
It
across
runs down the entire hall. Yeah.
Got it. Which exit are we closest to?
Southern.
I kind of want to open my beer and drink it.
She's looking at the guy just like,
And the double doors. the
Downed it in 2 seconds?
yup.
the big doors were on the north side that they went through. Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, I really need a blacksmith, man, and I'm unfamiliar with the area. I'm from a faraway land.
The door's open.
I actually smiled.
Hold
when you
that
said
thought.
The door's
Thank
open.
the gods.
Jeff, Jenny, you recognize the man that comes through the doors.
Oh.
It is the same man that told Hammer that she had moments to decide to leave Narn, or else the Man of Wars would be destroyed. You remember that tall,
Yeah, the ugly guy.
ugly guy that was very hairy and yeah, okay.
Okay.
He comes through the doors. Right behind him are Hammer and Undyne.
Okay.
And the moment you see them,
Finger guns.
I do actually do that.
the same moment that you see them, you hear Hammer saying loudly and pleadingly, see, they didn't even touch it. They did not move it. They did not even open the chest. They can be trusted. And the man just struts forward.
I say out loud when she says that, is our trust in question right now? Seriously?
And
Just assume my trust level.
the man... Dude, that's worse than race. The man struts down the hall towards you guys in long
We
strides.
weren't the one who literally recovered this.
You're welcome.
If it wasn't for us, there wouldn't be a stone.
He stands there silent. Like, he arrives at your position. He stands stoically and glares down at you because he's quite tall.
Right.
Glares down at you.
I'm also tall.
And then at Agate. And at Dionysia.
How far away is
and
he
then
right now?
Pyra, and has to refrain from asking if she knows anything about Hades. And
But do you?
I don't know that I
His
can resist
distance
not catching
when he's
my
staring at
eye.
us?
mm-hmm.
I'm asking.
how far?
Yeah.
At like I'm gonna say that he is closest to Agate, about a meter away.
Can I
Is
have that
he-
in feet?
About
39 inches.
There you go.
Thank
A
you.
little
I'm
over
going
3
to
feet away.
think very loudly.
Ugh!
Yeah.
Bonk.
Stop yelling!
Basically the not safe word, but the action word is now. Like the action word will be now.
So, like, are you going to say loud now, or?
I'll think or say it.
Mine is
I
banana.
was. Trevor right there
Yeah.
was unsure as if you were saying like the action word is going to be you saying now, or if
Yeah.
you're like saying open it now.
I
So I'm
understand.
glad I
Yeah.
sarcastically asked.
They needed clarification.
Wink.
The man, this entire time that you're having this conversation, that you guys like wincing at each other with responses, and then again, as you're having this really weird telepathic conversation, he stares at all four of you, like taking deliberate long turns.
Do I feel him?
No,
Okay.
it's not a mental thing that he's doing.
Okay. So this would be like bitch
And
nah.
in the
He's a
silence, the
mental
guards
guy.
remain. The guards are even more still now than they were before. Before they were restless, but now something's happening, so they're just like staying really,
Oh, shit,
really
boss is
quiet.
here.
Yeah.
Hammer is like having not labored breaths, but like heavier breaths, like trying to come up with something to say to him. And Undyne is on the other side of the pool from him, like sort of like tisking. And she tries to appeal to him by like shrugging and saying, to be fair, they've given us no indication to not trust them. They have fought with us. They've saved us. But we don't know where they stand.
In regards to what?
Tell me. How do you feel about the Pantheon?
I was waiting for it. As a whole, or?
As far as their existence.
Yeah.
There we
What
go.
you just did, the character saying that could have done that. And like that was really cool what you just did, because I don't think you throwing that away, like I don't think you meant to have an effect on what you just said in character,
Nope.
but it did.
Oh.
And that was really fucking cool.
Oh. Okay.
Like I like I actually felt like a moment. I was like that was cool.
Oh, thank you.
I can
The
only
guy's
describe
just
it as
dismissive
cool.
of his own.
Yeah, like
That is how he talks.
it's
though,
basically
yeah.
like of their existence. Like I imagine him like
grabs a
throwing-
pebble and pings it off one of his soldiers' helmets.
I imagine him like taking a pebble and like throwing it in the water or something. Like yeah, it was cool. It's cool.
And he just waits for an answer, and so do Hammer and Undyne.
I thought he was talking to
To all four of you, he just waits for an answer. He's gesturing to all of you.
Okay, well I'm gonna
Dang, she's not there.
I'm gonna say through the awkward silence, like, I follow Poseidon, and I don't really feel like a hatred towards any of them, or any of the others, per se.
I state who I follow.
Both or one?
Both.
Who is the other one?
It's Artemis and Nike,
Okay.
and
Just give it.
sure they exist. Boy, I'd like to play a
Oh
centrist.
my god.
I would love to play a
Nike.
centrist character, but I'm not playing myself. That piss people off. So, yeah, I really believe they do exist. At least most of them. Mine do.
He looks to the child of Hades. Not really. Don't freak out.
I mean,
Maybe
I live
so.
Hephaestus.
Really?
Not Hades.
You're like just
You-
waiting for it.
You follow Hephaestus.
Yes.
Yes, Testus.
Yes, Testus. It's hard to believe about that.
And you?
My lady is Athena.
Quite dynamic. I'm glad to hear that you are all pious in your own way. There's a problem. When you are in danger, when you are in mortal danger, do you react by bowing down and praying to a higher power to save you? Or do you pick up a weapon and fight for yourself?
The latter.
An Undyne gestures. There you go. And the man says, "Welcome to the
both.
Enclave."
Oh.
Fuck the police. Just kidding.
Is the Enclave like the fuck the police society? Like,
He walks between all of you, grabs the chest,
Alexa, call the police.
and waves
please.
kind of awkwardly for all of you to follow him into the main building.
I gotta ask. Because I'm 19. Why were you threatening Hammer back in Nard? And it was really weird and awkward. And then, like, fireballs.
Hammer literally grabs your hand and guides you forward to have all of you actually go.
Oh, because it'll be better explained when we see
Yes.
it, kind of thing. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just like, okay.
Also, you're like so tall that she's like grabbing your. She's like up here to like grab
No,
your hand, and you're like,
Hammer's big.
That's fair.
I say Hammer is as tall as Angor.
Yeah, I was saying, I'm over 6.5 feet tall, but Hammer was towering compared to
And he's
normal
even
folk.
taller.
You are taller than me.
The man is taller than Hammer. Like nearing 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
That sucks.
You guys enter the main building, and you are actually in a very large, domed, not Coliseum, that's the word that came to mind, though, but it's like some sort of museum, maybe, but like there's
Like a
paintings on the
sanatorium
walls.
kind of thing?
Sorta. There's paintings on the walls, there's pillars. It's some sort of decorative room that represents a bigger idea. And it's empty, except for a long table with food on it that's obviously been eaten by probably Undyne. And you guys are invited to sit down and gorge. The guards have been called off. You weren't followed by any guards or anything. And the soul is set onto the table at the head. And the man sits at the head of the table. And he says, "Please eat. I know it's been a long wait. I imagine that you don't have much seafood. And not much one for oceans."
Not I. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go for the food.
Is there baklava?
Right to your left, you will find it. He's very busy suddenly looking at like a tome of some sort. Like barely even that interested that you're here.
I imagine there's a potato.
Just a raw potato.
Undyne actually hands you roasted potatoes. I remembered.
Honey dripping down my maw.
I'm actually like really openly fond of Undyne at this moment. Like,
She's openly fond of you.
Like I would say, like through all the awkwardness and everything, like it is probably this moment where it's actually becoming very like blatant, like where it's like,
yeah,
kind of thing.
Do
Yeah.
you love her?
No, I
She
don't.
don't swing that way.
So he does.
Sometimes it doesn't matter.
He finally looks up and says, "You got a question, Narn?"
Yeah. So.
I know none of that.
Yeah, so like the blockade,
That's a good one.
and you came out,
3 islands away.
and I remember
Of the closet.
you had a very demanding presence, and it sounded like you were threatening Hammer. So I was just wondering what the beef was.
That was the intention. Yeah.
Yeah, but if we're all part of the Enclave, including Hammer and Undyne, why were you coming out so aggressively towards her?
What did you believe Hammer and Undyne were in Narn?
My face literally just goes
Strong words.
because I'm
Such
literally I literally understand exactly what happened. Like my character literally understands that they were posing now as Olympian.
Yes. So to say it bluntly for
Ding! There we go.
future listeners, it was all a ruse.
Yeah.
So the barricade at Narn blockade was a farce to make people believe Olympia was having a blockade for some reason. The reason they provided was they were looking for something. You brought them a soul, and then they were still sort of like shifty on whether or not to release the barricade, and the man came forward and blew it up. So he explains that he has a significant hatred for Olympia. And not because of the city, not even because of the king, not because of anybody that lives there. It is due to the blind faith that people have in these celestial beings, but don't look into themselves to find their own potential. He opens the chest and, with his own bare hand, grabs the blue soul and says, "This is evidence that they are mortal. This is evidence that they are fallible. And it is pure evidence they need us to survive."
Ooh.
You said us, like
They need people to believe in them in order to exist. And yet they have the power to alter everything. If we stopped looking to them for the answers, they will no longer exist. And so I ask, why should they? When they take our lands, our livestock, our lives, our freedom, why should they be in charge of anything? I too believe they exist because I came from them. I want to drop this little nugget real quick. It is common knowledge in Elysium that demigods are marked on birth. Okay? They are marked with some sort of significant symbol representing their parental god.
Oh, that's cool.
Where?
What a cool idea.
Anywhere on their body.
Like a cutie mark. Oh,
So
that's anywhere.
he then, upon saying that, he's like, I'm going to have to prove it. And so he stands up and gestures to Hammer. He's like, can you bring like a bucket of water or something? And she's like, yeah. And she goes off. She comes back. And he dips both forearms into the bucket of water and then comes out and then pulls the hair back. And under the hair, you can see very broad, jagged lightning bolts up his forearms. Up both of them.
Oh.
And he says, and if you don't believe that, Undyne, if you don't mind.
His dad's a jerk.
And Undyne's like, nobody look until I say fine. And she turns her back to all of you and she removes her shirt. And she puts the cloth like on her chest so you're not seeing anything. And on her back is a symbol of a large conch shell. It is not a Poseidon symbol. Symbol. It is something oceanic that you're not recognizing, like, oh, that's that god. It's just something like, oh, that's a godly symbol. On her upper right back, her right shoulder, essentially.
Nice.
And then she puts her shirt back on. And Hammer's like, no, I don't have one.
Is it like a lesser goddess?
A lesser god.
Oh.
One of the several in Poseidon's hall.
Did any of us recognize the symbol?
I would, hopefully.
Give me D20 lore checks.
Trying to guess it.
10.
Knowledge. Failure. 7.
What was your roll, Jeff?
10.
None of you recognize the conch shell specifically.
I ask openly, like, which lesser god?
Let's talk about that later. It's not important right now. He's talking.
Hmm.
The man says, I, again, do not want open war with Olympia. However, Olympia itself has become this pinnacle of piety and worship because they are stationed at the very base of Mount Olympus, the perceived home of the gods.
What do you mean by perceived home of the gods?
No one has been to the top.
Oh, so working under the
Assumed.
assumption that the gods live
Yet.
Yes.
Got it.
The highest climbers are actually the Tengus that have flown up so high, but they can't get up so high that they get to the top.
I tried it once.
Interesting.
I wish that I could fly into the sky so very high.
Like a dragonfly.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
We will change that.
You don't want war with Olympia.
That's
What about
ambitious.
Olympus?
Perhaps another matter.
If you had the power to change the world the way that you wanted it right now, what would you do?
I imagine a world that is full of potential for mortals, in which they can create whatever they wish without fear of sacrificing what they have or are to a higher power that does nothing for them in return. I imagine a world where mortals do not have to worry about such things as an underworld, in which they will be damned forever, even if they were a good person.
Boy, I've got a story for you. So there were like a couple hundred shipmates.
Hammer's
just
like, I've already told him. I've already told him.
Bruh.
Bruh.
And the only way to get to heaven is to kiss someone's ass your whole life.
She's been there. Yeah.
No, I'm just like agreeing with him and offering that as a comparison. It's
And
something that
sometimes-
pisses me off.
Sometimes not even then. There are stories that some people have to do it 3 times. 3 times the life of a hero.
The Isle of the Blessed.
So would you prefer a godless world? Or just a world where the mortals can create their own gods?
I believe in a world in which gods do not need to exist to validate the wrongdoings of men. Or to validate the goodness of men. I believe that we can live without them. And I believe that if there is a God that is worthy of our time, he will not demand so much.
Is this type of thinking, like, this isn't my character saying, but Jeff, the player, is asking, is this the type of thinking that's actually, like, perceived as dangerous? Like, you know, when people think outside the box, like, during, like the Crusades, for instance?
Yes.
Is it, like, it's like a dangerous thought?
Yes.
Like taboo to think, like, oh, you know, these guys don't do anything for us, and maybe it would be better if, you know, we can live a different style of life.
Heretic.
Got it. Okay.
Heretic.
Yes.
So the Enclave is forbidden, for lack of a better term.
Yes.
Separatists.
What is...
Ouch.
Trying to think of the right word. What's, like, your next goal, per se?
You don't have one. There's a voice that rings through the room that's not spoken by the man. Who has also not introduced himself. So rude. And back at the doors that you came through is that follower of Hecate that you saw on that ship with the very gaudy like medallions and like the really luscious robes, and he has this stupid giant staff, and he's like, I'm Flava Flav.
Yeah.
Damn, you beat me to it by that much.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And he steps forward and he's like, your crusade ends now.
Ugh.
And out of the
I'm not with
shadows of the pillars and your chairs rise several people with daggers, and several people try to grab you.
Oh, fuck.
Like spiritual people, or like
Not quite
undead people?
assassination type of people.
Like people who came from like portals?
No breathing.
Like actual like corporeal people who came
Yes.
through like a portal or something?
Yes, there are
okay.
10 of them.
No chewing.
Around an entire group of Enclave followers.
Yes.
Flava Flav doesn't know what the fuck he's messing with, man.
Right.
So I have to ask the big question: do you have energy level to do a fight?
Let's give it a go. Fuck it. I'm always asleep at work anyway.
And he says,
I appreciate that, man.
attack. And I'm whispering it because you heard it in your mind.
Oh.
Only Dionysia did.
So out loud, I'm just gonna say, "Get him!"
Now!
Yeah. I just want to.
What did it look like again? Sorry.
Shadowy little rogues. They're varying between short and average height, and they're all very slender in either dark gray or black haphazard clothing. You can hardly see any of their faces. I want you to imagine that that they have half masks akin to Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, but they're all black.
So Shadow.
Noob Saibot, actually.
Yeah, I was saying noob.
Damn it!
Tobias Boone.
Angoramir, you are grabbed by 2 of them. Agate, you are missed. Dionysia, you are grabbed. Pyra,
But I have
you are...
7 defense.
What's your defense?
Yeah,
You are
5.
grabbed.
What did you want to say earlier?
Undying.
I interrupted you.
Is grabbed by 1, missed by another.
Don't worry about it. Seriously.
Hammer is grabbed.
No, I want to know!
Too bad.
Ass!
And the large man is jumped, but he doesn't even fight them off. And
You're just like,
all the people that are able to grab, stab.
oh, dicks.
That will be a collective total of 8 per person who was grabbed.
The Ides of
Is that
March.
multiple strikes or just the one?
Per person that grabbed you. You were only grabbed once.
So I take 7. Because very.
So you take 8.
Okay.
Did you say I was grabbed?
You were grabbed twice.
Okay, so 16?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so 14 damage.
She kills us because we got involved in this.
Right. Undying is not wearing her full armor set.
Oh no.
Rip.
Well, I just want to throw it
That
out
was
there.
Stupid of her.
I mean,
It's busted.
as per all of the characters I play, do you guys want to, like, talk about this first? And, like, not fight?
You are stabbed in the side and chest.
Let's talk this out.
Let's just talk. I'm bleeding out.
I mean, the Enclave is a pretty cool place, Flavor Flav. I don't know if you want to join and, like, tell your opinions.
Enclava
Fuck
Clave.
off. Enclava Clave?
Wow.
I'm so proud of myself.
He comes through like, no, you don't. Enclava Clave!
And then Flava Flav taps his staff twice, and there's an ethereal harp that appears beside him, and there is chimes. Oh, not chimes, but there's like a. Give me a word, Jeff.
What?
A strumming of the strings, and
Tones.
he uses the ability Tides of Fate.
Oh.
So Siren from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes. It is
And
player
fuck this
phase.
guy.
Shit. Not good.
Yeah,
It
really.
is melee round, since everybody's
Yeah.
right on top of each other. Agate, it is your turn.
It is my turn.
Fuck him up.
I have 10 defense, by the way. I don't know if I.
They both got you. Yeah.
Whoever's close to me, I am going to just stab regular.
The regular stabbing.
Closest to me, whoever. Ooh, 2.
Plus
Plus
Dex.
5.
Plus 7, Jenny, your arm's training.
Oh, 7, yeah.
It hits.
Thank God for arms training.
It's a good ability.
Oh, my defense is 6 now, so it's plus 8.
It hits.
Okay. Cool. And I'm gonna use my new combo and stab him again.
I think you should, with combo,
Oh, fuck.
each of your attacks are separate, so you don't total them. You're going to attack, do the damage, and then see the result of that
And then
before
do
attacking.
combo.
I forgot to do my stupid damage. Sorry.
That's okay. Are you still using my Sadius?
Yeah. Yeah. She renamed the Gladius, or he renamed the Gladius, and she's regretfully
13.
taking it.
Gladius.
13 damage.
Gladius.
Then I do a combo.
Because it's not a big
Careful.
sword, it's a small sword.
Don't
so it's
lose the
sad.
rainbow.
The Sadius.
You're supposed to taste
Lick-
it.
Oh, I got it.
You're supposed to taste it, not lick it.
There you go, friend.
It's the same thing.
That was a 12.
It hits.
Plus 7.
Full Toussaint. That's such an intense DLC. Holy shit.
10.
Beautiful. You cut off several fingers of the person who tried to stab you.
Oh, good.
Angoramir, you have 2 on you.
Ow! Ow!
You're stabbing me in the withers.
My spaghetti! Oh!
You spaghetti.
Okay, so, like, trying to find the right word for it, but I'm, like, really mad.
You're
I am-
irate.
Yes.
Anger,
Yeah, I am Anguramir currently.
started going along with that as I said it.
And Grimir.
I did not go into that sentence with a plan.
It worked
Bless
though.
you.
I go.
Thank you.
And it's going to be 37. That's 8 is 29. I use Smite, which is now an instant ability. It is successful, and then I attack the one that stabbed me in the chest.
Okay.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, my side's okay. My chest hurts. More than my side, even though it's the same amount of damage. Hiya! 16, which is I imagine a successful hit.
It hits.
Okay. So it's going to be 11 plus 14, 25. 25 holy damage, and I've been forgetting that Smite has a % chance to stun.
Go for it.
What's the percentage?
50.
Damn.
And I've been forgetting this whole time.
That's
and
okay.
I feel like a dumbass.
So you need to be careful. You need to roll a die that has even sides.
You know what D3s and whatnot do exist.
I know.
They're
You showed me a picture, and
bizarre.
I'm like, I want it.
So I always go with the higher numbers on a percentage roll.
Me too.
So
If it makes you feel any better, Jeff,
damn, it did not stun. What?
when I copied over all my abilities onto my new character sheet, I realized that, what is it, efficiency makes everything cost 1 MP less. I have not been doing that.
Undyne insta-summons
Yeah.
4 spears,
The whole point of efficiency.
and she's able to send them out.
It's like 90% of the point of efficiency.
She's able to send them out because her dex is not bringing, or her armor is not bringing down her spell rate.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Blessing in disguise.
So yeah. She sends
She's
2 into the 2 that attacked her, 1 into the person who attacked Hammer, and then 1 toward the one that you smited. So 12 more into the one that you smit.
It's like how it comes back on the screen. Like,
Yeah.
by the way, the hammer's my penis.
Yeah, right. Like, an important fact.
Yeah.
I forgot.
It's so funny.
The hammer is my penis. I didn't watch that again.
All right. It is Dionysia's turn.
So I had one that stabbed me, huh?
Yes.
Da-da-da-da. I'm a magic missile, which now has 3 bullets.
Because you're level 5.
Yep.
I love you.
And I'm going to... Love you too, buddy.
Blow things up.
Yep. I am going to target all 3 on the motherfucker that stabbed me, because I've had a long couple of days. I just got jerked around for an hour and a half and told that there's some secret fucking cabal that they want me to join now, and if I don't join, they're probably going to kill me, and fuck this guy who stabbed me. That's a cast.
Was that like 33 damage?
Yeah, 33 damage, and because of my arcane rod and efficiency, it still only cost me 5 MP to cast. So yeah, 33 damage.
Cool.
That is the
Nice.
wrong page. What I'm gonna keep
I'm starting to think that
I'll say-
arcane missile or magic missiles are kind of OP, but
Yeah,
whatever.
they're kind
I
of
don't
dope.
think they are. I think they actually scale really
yeah,
well.
That is very true, but like at this point of the game, it's like
Nice.
when you have all the things to make it good, like efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
and you're given a rod that like
Yeah,
With
that's
that,
awesome.
with that level of damage, you are able to hit them so hard they actually recoil from you. So
fuck you.
He's off you.
And I'll cast Flash Heal on Angoramir.
it's good to be the tank.
It's good to be the king. It's a cast. So D4 plus half magic. 3 plus 6 is 9.
Thank you, sir. I love you even more.
And then 4 MP minus 1 from efficiency
Yes.
is over 3.
I love the idea of a red mage, like an arcane healer. That's cool.
It's kind of working.
It's working.
Kind of
really well.
working. Are we like surrounded on all sides
Yes.
by these dudes?
They're in the thick of all of you.
I'm going to use a minor action since the one that was next to me recoiled to just kind of find the nearest wall and put my back up against it as I like just assess and figure out what's going on.
Unfortunately, the one that is closest, the wall that is closest to you is also remarkably close to Flavor Flav.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Power move, do it anyway.
I know, right? Kind of thinking it.
Flav's like,
You do it. Don't look at me.
Enclava was like the
I will
audacity.
choke you with your own fucking necklace.
I was like, Jesus, all right, fine. I mean, Hecate, Jesus, fine. I said, dang it. Hecate, fine.
Hecate, damn it. Okay, I don't have anything that I could use as a minor action. Cool, then just turn.
The dude who stabbed me, is he still like on me? Can I
How's that for the last
be a
name?
little bit extra and cast fire shield on myself?
Not at all. Go for it.
Wow.
You may not
Is
do that
Villa
at
Witch?
all. Go for it.
It's like, oh,
Is that an L?
By the way,
That's
I
some
love
weird,
Fire
like-
Shield. So cool.
why? That's a
9.
9.
Cool.
Cool. Okay.
9!
46. Which one is my D6?
Regular
Six
dice.
Wait,
sides.
oh, 6.
Imagine you're playing Monopoly. That die.
Thank you. 1.
So 3,
2.
5,
2 plus 11.
7, 18.
18? So give me a rundown on that one again. Is it burning damage or fire damage?
Fire.
Fire
Fire.
damage.
And it's a sustained?
Yep.
Cool. Is there any rule about the proximity? Like only a certain...
Just says melee attackers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
For what now?
Fire
For
shield.
fire shield. Fire shield.
All
All right.
I mean, why not just, like, cut the bullshit and just cast fireball in the middle of this whole room?
I mean,
Probably wouldn't hit everybody.
Just us. It only kills us, and we're like, come on!
Enclava would be all like, oh, it burns. Oh.
Enclave.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
You're
Just don't want it to lose its potency.
All right. The man activates shock aura,
What? Gotta save the Enclave.
and he actually hits one of the people that hit him,
Ah, great. Some of that on.
dealing 17 damage from a sustained move.
I have to drop deuce. Come on, do that here.
Dead deuce and dropping.
I'm about to be gone for very long.
Or
Deuce and
drop
dropping?
Yeah.
Dead deuce and dropping.
It's getting very scared.
Drop
That
it,
deuce
oops.
and dropping.
Way to
Grabbing that
take my
toilet paper.
funny German and turn it into the horror that is Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Wait, don't do anything, 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 don't.
Do, 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 do.
What was that look?
All right. It is enemy phase.
Sorry. Why that came out so loud?
Pirate, he missed you.
Yeah.
Dionysia, you're hit.
Damn it.
Agate, you're hit.
Fuck.
And Goromir, you were hit again twice.
Maybe I'll get adrenaline rush.
Ow.
Rude.
Undyne is missed. Undyne is hit. Hammer is missed. And Hammer is hit. Once again, all of you that are told that you are hit, 8 each.
No. No. Okay, that's not too bad. I can't do that.
Once again, the man withstands 3 stabs and does not look that phased.
Everybody hide behind him.
Everybody, he's like invulnerable or something. It's crazy.
Son of Zeus.
Great.
This is great.
One of his
Oh my God, hilarious.
59, 60 children.
Show, stabbing me.
Hey, what's up? Check it out.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. I like little children.
I'm getting stabbed.
I'm getting stabbed. I like mosquitoes. Tickles.
Mosquitoes.
What? I think it's Speedos.
Mosquitoes.
That makes way more sense.
It is player phase, and Agate, your turn.
I get him here.
What? Who fucking stabbed me?
A guy right next to you, and he's like,
Hey,
Yeah, I stabbed you.
I attempt to lop off.
Did you feel that, Mr. Krabs? Did you feel that, Mr. Krabs?
I love how you looked at me as soon as there was a SpongeBob reference. Yes, I know. I've never watched SpongeBob.
You know who's not at Disneyland? SpongeBob.
Yet. Anyway.
Go
I would
on.
like to attempt
Yeah.
to behead that fucker that just stabbed me with an 11 plus 7.
It's already gone.
8. 8. 8.
8.
Acht.
That's 19.
Lovely.
Unnatural.
It works.
19.
It does?
Yes.
He goes, oh, my head.
Oh, my God. My head. It's gone.
It's rolling away.
Yeah, it's full away.
And I didn't want to use
they
that
say,
sparingly, so
shit
I
rolls
will
downhill.
end my turn there.
And Gormir, you have 2 on you still.
I attack the same guy who's been smited and stabbed by a spear. I attack him with a normal attack.
Rip.
2 plus 6 is 8.
Why did that happen? Hold on. That hits.
Wow.
Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Don't do anything.
11 plus 7, 18.
You kill him.
Good.
One down.
I go, nay, really loud.
It's like you get all bashful afterwards, like it just slipped out.
Yeah. Like a Peppa the Pig oink. Like,
Alright. She summons 4 more spears. And she shouts angrily, "Get the fuck off!" And she impales both of her attackers with all 4 spears.
Ooh.
Dealing 24 to both. And they are quite impaled to the ground. And they're actually pinned there. Hammer picks one up and throws him at his companion.
This bitch empty.
Dealing 10. Okay. Dionysia.
How is everybody looking?
Oh, I'm good. I'm almost. Well,
You're
I've only
pretty-
missed like 8, 9
Ow.
damages.
Yeah, you're still getting stabbed over and over again. Okay.
Don't worry about me yet.
Alright, I am going to cast Regen on Angoromir.
Somebody likes
I do.
That's an 8 to cast.
this. Me too.
Bug. Oh, it's just equal to my magic, so you heal for 11 right now. And then twice more, obviously.
Thank you, sir.
Petition. So that's going to be 6 MP, because now I'm going to remember efficiency from here on out, because that was embarrassing. I am going to, once again, flash heal on myself this time. That is a spell burn. Or mana burn.
Yeah.
Does that still get my minus 1 MP cost?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I just burned 3 MP for Jack Diddley fuck shit.
At least not 4.
Yay.
Pyrrha. Who
Hi,
follows
Ray.
Hephaestus. I mean hepatitis. Sorry.
I mean, herpes.
I do.
That was my nickname. Thank you.
Parasite
Singular
baby.
though. Herpy.
Herpes.
Herpy.
Is my fire shield sustain still like burning?
Oh yeah. Oh, he's hot.
Is that?
You have to roll damage though.
Oh. Okay. Oh yeah. Thanks. 6.
You were already gonna do more damage than last time.
Oh! Do it. Oh!
Oh my
4 6s in a row.
24 plus what?
11.
35!
You watch him light a flame and he starts like freaking out, and like he drops his dagger as his flames just engulf him entirely, and you're just like, really? Maybe I am like a descendant of Hades, because that looks like hellfire.
Hey guys.
As he just collapses and starts melting into stone.
Yeah.
But it's the first episode where Pyro burned somebody!
She burned someone alive. It's great.
That was great.
That was great.
That was great.
Those guys on
It
fire.
burned somebody.
That's great.
Pyro made a pyre.
That was your sustained action. Do you have a major?
Oh.
Yeah, you haven't even done anything.
It's not
That
even
just-
an action. Like,
it just-
sustained
that
is a
just
reactive.
happens.
Like when he hit you.
He did that to himself, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like honestly, that happened like
Yeah,
last phase basically.
as long as
Okay.
you've gotten that MP spent, that stays on until you deactivate it.
Why would I deactivate that?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, if you're just walking around town, you might not want to go through a crowd with that on, but
Making my way downtown.
you're like,
some
oh,
thief
his,
tries to steal money from you, like,
his hands burn off.
Undyne shouts, "That was hot! Get it?"
Do you get my joke?
I got it.
Because the guy, he is on fire.
yeah, it's funny because he's on fire
Oh, he's funny because he burned.
and he's dead.
Oh.
Are they like clustered together anywhere?
So many.
Yeah.
There's
Careful,
Flava
that we're
Flav-
not clustered.
There's Flava Flav right behind you. There are still 2 on Undyne that are speared to the ground. Hammer has 1. Dionysia has 1. The man has 3 on him. And these 2 both have 1 each.
Do not use fireball.
No. I'm gonna.
I want to say right now, friendly fire is not a thing in my games.
Oh,
Anything
cool.
that you claim is an ally will not be hurt by your fire,
Use
ice, lightning.
fireball.
Okay.
It is
It's
fire
it's
that-
written that way in the rules too.
It's fire that comes from you, and so your will is through that magicka that you create. If you accidentally like have a flint and like set a fire in the forest, yeah, it's gonna hurt everyone. But the fire that comes from you is defined by what you want it to be. Yeah.
It's essentially like you control the blast, the way that the flames go, and so on.
And you have to
Because it's magic.
so through the fire and flames, what do you do?
Good reference.
Dragon Force.
I don't think I start.
I
So
haven't listened to that song yet, it's been too long.
Run up to.
Just walk over to Undyne. Hey, what's up? Check out these fuckers.
It's just you don't even
Go.
cast spells, and we just walk around going,
Just walk around. That's what I do. Just.
bumper cars!
Pyra's nickname is Pinball.
Pinball.
I wanna
Just
get
go hug on
3.
Clav.
Yep.
Bring it in! Those look like hugging arms!
Can you imagine pirates?
Wait, I'm also just imagining you like Dr. Evil from the first Austin Powers. Like, hug.
Bring it in. Come here.
Bring it in.
Come on.
I'll go
Right
to the group of 3 that are around.
Stop looking at me like I'm freaking Frankenstein to
Give me
give
a
your
dex
father
check
a
to see if you
hug.
make it that far.
I missed that, man.
You make it that far. Yep.
Yay! Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just kind of walk up to him and get close.
All right. You're gonna have to give me 4 more d6s.
Okay. Oh, off to a great start. Another 1, 2, 7 plus 11.
Hold on. What's going on?
She ran up to the crowd around the man.
And just let the
This
fire
is a
go.
very, very important clarification.
Yes.
And you might want to let her retcon this. Fire Shield is a reactive ability. It deals the damage when someone attacks her.
Not just by
That is a
standing
good
there.
clarification.
Yeah. that's
Very important. That's why I thought that's why the guy burns, because
He
like
did.
attacked and missed and was like, I'm on fire now. Like, that makes sense. As per the ability's description.
Do you want to retcon?
Yeah.
You may.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
The idea of the pinball pirate is hilarious, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Sorry, I have to throw out some
you're
mechanics
fine.
every
You're
now
fine.
and
That's
then.
good.
Yeah, you're fine. Because I can see that becoming broken very fast.
Uh-huh. You know, no, I'll retcon up to, like, I go up to them,
Okay.
but when I'm there, I'll just cast magic missiles.
Okay. And what
And I have
targets?
3 of them
Okay.
now, because I'm 5th level. So all 3 of them right there.
One per each? One per
each.
target? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your magic? 11?
11.
One of the men instantly dies. And it has a satisfying...
That's not satisfying. You just heard his last breath. That's very depressing.
Okay.
Jesus.
The man looks over at you and like nods to you and says nothing because he's very quiet.
I get his name.
And he then just uses chain lightning on everything around him. And it works.
And he's the son of Zeus. Okay, that works.
And,
Yeah, it's like a thing we do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the guy hurting Hammer was hurt for 12 lightning damage from the shock aura. The 15, 17 around him, which means this is 44, and that is
44 damage. 9. Oh, did my playlist end? Let's restart.
And as a result, the one near Undyne that had the most damage that was also speared dies as like a reactionary jolt of electricity. He's like, oh, I was gonna die anyway. You notice that as 4 of them died, their bodies fell to the floor, but there's like this dark aura that's above their bodies that just sort of hovers there in sort of a circular motion. They don't really do anything, but they just sort of levitate above their bodies.
I don't like that. Stop it. No. No. Skip it.
Ooh, Agate, you're missed. And Goromir, you are hit again.
I don't like that. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh my god. The one that was pinned by Undyne breaks out of the spears and jumps at Undyne's throat. And actually hits with an 18. Wow.
Undyne has.
Undyne now has gills.
Oh, I didn't think she could even undie.
Both you two are hit for 8 each.
Balls. I'm at
So does
7.
Heal thyself, fool.
I could.
Yeah.
The one
Fire
that hits, the
shield.
one that hit you can be a hit with the fire shield on your turn, yes.
If 5 people hit you in the same turn, they would all take that fire damage.
Oh,
Do they take it right now or on Pyra's turn?
On
Right.
Pyra's turn. Well, I'm going to say out of ease, let's do
Okay.
it on your turn.
Okay.
Just keep track of how many hit you.
Undyne falls to the ground, not unconscious, but out of pain and feeling overwhelmed.
Oh, fuck. Shit, how far is she from me?
Next to you, actually.
Oh, good. I'm
It
gonna
is-
cut a bitch.
It is player phase. It is your turn.
Okay. Cool.
Gonna cut a bitch while you ride down the fool.
What? Okay. I would like to.
Oh, she is unconscious.
Oh, shit.
I had her total wrong. She is unconscious.
Because she doesn't have
Undyne?
the armor.
Yeah, she has no armor on right now.
Can I attack the person who did that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Heroic strike.
Can I flash Gorgon these guys? Or do I have to try to be able to know?
You are aware that Flash Gorgon only works if people are focusing you or are looking in your general direction. And everybody is pretty busy right now. Pretty busy at work right now.
Okay.
Just
Am I right?
Gonna be sorry you wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna heroic strike this person.
You guys should look over here. It's really impressive. Like, it's really... You really should look at that thing over there. I mean, me.
I'm just imagining, like, I see you trying to go for it, and I'm looking, and I'm like, what's that? And you turn around and you just...
You hit.
7 plus 8, bitch.
You hit, bitch. But you're not a bitch.
I can be.
So can I, but, you know, Trevor doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I do. Because
Yeah,
I'm a
you-
bitch.
You do.
I'm a big bitch.
I am a follow of Poseidon.
28 damage.
You
28.
are an asshole.
28 damage? Mm-hmm. So you, just for clarity, you're not attacking the one that stabbed you. You are running over to the one that knocked out Undyne and
Yes.
attacking that one.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So that one dies.
Excellent. Would like to. Is there anyone else around me in striking range?
Help.
In striking range, give me a dex check to see if you can move that far.
Like maybe to him.
Or to him? No.
To her.
Him? No.
No what? Not to
You cannot get to his target.
Okay, well then we'll do this for whoever's closest.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can combo to the one that has been hurting Hammer or the one that attacked you.
How was Hammer looking? Do I know?
Quite hurt.
Okay, I'll go over to her.
Okay. Use combo, please.
Okay, I did.
To make sure you're burned.
That wasn't combo.
Oh, roll for it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. 20.
Wow.
Did you not 20?
What is your crit damage?
Oh, shit, dude!
That doesn't
Actually, I'm going to save you time. You kill him.
Okay.
Woo.
That doesn't get a strength bonus, right? It's just...
Crit?
Yeah.
No, it's heroic strike less your strength once.
Okay.
Because heroic strength
Cool,
is
that's exactly
heroic
what
strike
I
is your
just
as a crit
wanted.
plus
Yeah,
strength.
That's exactly
Okay, cool.
what I asked.
2 more little pools of black aura appear in midair above these 2 new
Quite
bodies.
expensive, so I'm glad that worked.
You notice that Undyne does not have a dark aura above her unconscious body. And you're just like, whew. You say that audibly. Whew.
Foo.
Spell that.
Don't.
Oh. Angora, your turn.
It's my character.
I see that Agate did the job that I wanted to do. Thank you. Give it an approving head
I
nod.
berserker a lot.
Yeah, that's totally good. And I'm going to see Dionysia, like,
I mean, is it
Ow!
not as a move, like
being
a
full of owl face.
descriptor.
And I'm going to...
Have you been hit 3 times? Yeah.
Yeah, and my flash heal on myself failed last round. So.
I'm going to disengage from my would-be attacker again and go attack the one that looks least healthy.
I think there's only one on me.
There's only one on
The
him?
only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm attacking that
That's the one that I magic missile for 33 at
He
the
is,
very first
he is
round.
very hurt, yes.
one. Oh, I'm going to slap him with my ethereal blade.
Just slap him.
Yeah.
Don't
Red
even cut.
flat of the blade.
Regular strike. It's a 9 plus 6, 15. And I deal a lot of damage.
How much?
18.
You kill him.
Good. Thank you. And then I quickly turn around and face the guy that's probably following me.
Haha!
I go, but wait, let's talk about this. From a faraway land, there's a lot of misunderstanding between us.
Like this!
Hammer disengages and runs to Undyne, and she casts Life. Roll a 13, she is lived.
Lived.
She's reliving.
She is livid.
Livid! What's a quarter of 31?
8 rounded up.
She has 8.
7.75.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm good at math.
Jesus.
Then she Hammer flash heals Undyne, and then flash heals you. She can do it twice.
What?
I want that.
You knew that. I already told you that.
Yeah, but like, what?
Alright.
I still
Undyne
don't
first.
have an understanding of that.
What? Bitch, please!
That's like amazing.
What is the flash shield? Wait, I have it right here. Never mind.
1d4 plus half magic. If that's what you were asking.
Yes.
I bet she has like an enchantment on one of her pieces of equipment or something.
That's got like flash heal stored in it.
Yeah.
Undyne is healed so that she only has 9 damage on her. Then you are healed for... She mana burns. She rolled a 20 and then a 1.
Well, honestly, I mean,
That's
she casts
twice
life
now.
and then crits
Yeah.
a flash shield and tries flash shield again. It didn't work.
Undyne stands up. Dionysia, your turn. There is one on that's going up to Agate again to attack. One that's approaching Angoramir to attack. One that's dead in front of you, and then 2 men that are
I don't
around.
give a fuck. I'm casting heal on myself. I got 7 HP, bro.
I'm just giving the scene.
I know. I'm focused. God. Please, God. Oh, thank you. So that would have been awesome. That was almost a spell burst. I hate getting an 8 because it's... Bink! Did somebody whisper something?
Yes. Go on, heal.
I heard he's a neo-Nazi, but
What?
that's what I heard.
That is not what I said.
I'll make
Trevor a neo-Nazi. What? How many did you... Jeff!
What? You mean Gormir?
Oh, it's okay, because it was just going to go right to my belly.
I'm sorry. It was.
Don't be sorry. I brought them for everybody.
More than one, so thank you. I like potato chips.
I healed for 18. I'm
You're
at 25 now. Fuck you.
You're stabbed 3 times.
Flash Gorgon is a major action, right?
You stabbed 3 times. You're down to 1.
It's a major action.
Okay. Yo, Agate, how you look?
I look good.
Oh, wait.
I've only been
What's
hit
her
once.
what?
Undyne?
Her face? No, Hammer. She's looking pretty rough, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll flash heal her. Let's show her how it's done. Sweet. It was almost. Look at it. Look what's right next to the 13. Isn't that one?
I've lost almost exactly a fourth of my health. I'm fine.
I would have laughed if you spell burned that because you guys would have spell burned each other's abilities.
Okay.
Is that what it sounds like?
No, that's what I sound like. You guys,
Hammer heals for 7.
You fat piece of shit, Jeff!
She shouts, "Thanks, I'm sorry."
playing me my whole life.
That's how it's done.
Pyra.
Is the one who attacked me still alive?
Never mind.
No?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm gonna see the one that's running at a Gormir, and I'm gonna zap it for 11 damage.
11 damage. 11 burning zap damage hits it, and he's like, "Ow, what the fuck? I was attacking your horse friend. Dear gods, like,
Rude.
What was that about? Why would you do that?"
Friend? Attack?
Set him on fire. Burn him. Do it.
Can I just always be like the evil voice on your shoulder like this?
Oh my god.
Just be like,
And Jinx is just the terrifying thing that just manifests. We're like, fuck!
just always be like, I'm just over Pyra's shoulder
Floating
like,
head.
Agate,
Look at that
the one
guy.
that's been hunting you down dies from the shock aura,
I laugh.
and
do it in
the
response.
man,
I do.
the man fizzles his chain lightning.
oh, that's unfortunate.
Fighting people is my favorite thing.
Well, our key ally just had, I don't know,
A McFizzle.
Big Fizzle.
You notice the dark pools of aura that are in the air are starting to pulsate and move through the air towards Flava Flav.
Arcane dysfunction. That's what I was going for.
Dysfunction.
I feel like what Tommy just said was really important,
But I was so
and we
focused.
masked it with a dysfunction joke.
Can
Yep.
I flash
1 in
Gorgon
5.
Yes.
pulsating aura clouds?
You what?
Can I flash Gorgon pulsing clouds of
On your turn.
distaste?
It is not your turn.
Pulsating clouds of
Probably
distaste.
not. They don't have eyes.
If you don't ask the answers, automatically no.
And Gormir, what's your defense?
10.
He rolled an 11.
Rip.
You are backstabbed for 18 damage.
I swear loudly.
That's low.
Aha!
17.
Fair.
Jerk.
It goes right in your left butt cheek, though, because you can't quite tell where to stab in the back.
I don't have a nice butt anymore.
What are you gonna do with your little
Undyne.
pony
My
girlfriend?
dad's gonna be so sad.
Undyne shouts, "Not my butt!" Wait. Oh, God.
This is embarrassing.
That's cute. That's cute.
And then... the 2 remaining that are around the man disengage.
Oh.
Out of sight.
Oh,
So there's only that one that's attacking Angoromir with it looks like from different
Aha!
angles that his fist is up his anus, but in fact it's actually the knife that's in the butt cheek.
So it's like
I really am picturing like Shrek with like an arrow in his butt right now. Like,
There's an arrow in your butt.
ooh, it was tender.
oh, would you look at that?
Like,
Oh, would you look at
ooh, ow, 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 ow,
It's like the guy actually did stick his hand up your butt. He's just like, ah!
His wrist is just covered in poop.
Agate.
Horse poop.
Yes.
Comes out with an apple.
Actually, you know
It's
what?
an
Everybody give me a cunning check. I really shouldn't just
Like a
automatically
horse
say, "He disengaged." I should give a threshold.
17.
4.
It's a
Same.
6. A natural 6.
3 of you rolled a 4. That's hilarious. You are able to see one of them that disengaged, but not the other. He is sneaking behind Angoramir. So there are 2 relatively close to Angoramir right now. One is like literally on him, in him, whatever.
They're
No.
Oh, he's out.
Maybe those things are gonna shoot lightning, and they're gonna treat you like a lightning rod because you're taller.
Oh, so I can attack?
You can attack that one on your turn.
Okay.
Okay.
If only I had like barriers.
Where are the cloud things in relation to me? Are they still?
Sorry.
They're going past you now towards Flava Flav.
Oh, there's stuff there.
They're
really careful with the cords.
Sorry, my bad. I didn't see they were there.
Because if you disconnect something, that'll be very sad.
Gone one of them. Sure. 5.
You see no reaction. Do you do any minor action?
Fuck.
Try again.
She has sex with something. Angoramir.
No, hey! Can I do a combo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit! I will do that for like a regular stabby motion at whoever is closest to me.
Try stabbing the orbs of.
I can't reach them.
You are actually within
mass.
no distance of any physical target, but you are within reach of a black orb.
Oh, cool! I'm gonna try to stab it
A
with
orb.
my stool.
First of all,
You are to do, using MP on this, right?
Yes, combo MP only. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just a stabby stab. DC 14.
You impale a black orb,
A natural 20.
and it shivers in midair in reaction, but keeps flowing away from you.
Do it again.
Can't. I'm out of moves, bro. I had sleeping strike. I just like, oh, I've done nothing twice. It shuddered.
do it again.
Sorry, I just have such a funny image in my head of this like really yoked out warrior just be like.
Angoramir.
Hi.
You have one behind you.
I go. Ooh, that's tender. Smite. Smite cast.
Butt cheek smite.
Successful. And then I attack with my smitten sword. With a
butt-cheek
3
sword?
plus 6 is 9.
I'm sorry.
Cool music.
No. But my smite is still on.
Undyne summons all of her spears and shoots all 4 of them at the same target, shouting all the while, "My ass."
But she's not passed out anymore?
No. She was lived and then flash healed. And the
Was
4
reliving.
the 4 like dramatically like spin in midair and then go and they just skewer him through at 4 different angles.
Did you just like limit break this guy?
Yes. He is dead 4 times over.
It's overkill.
Hammer is taking the turn to actually heal. She heals herself. Dionysia.
The little Final Fantasy X marker for overkill pops up.
Overkill. God, I'm on Final Fantasy 10 now.
Sorry.
Have you been taking the regen?
I didn't take the regen on my last turn. Thank you.
Oh my god.
I was just thinking about that.
Thank you.
Jeffrey.
I missed my second tick, so I have 1 more tick left.
Cool.
Should really get that removed. She could get Lyme disease.
I'm actually surprised I forgot about the regen. I forgot to make the notation of it. I'm an idiot. It's almost like I don't want heals or something crazy.
Weird. Okay, so how's everybody looking? I actually was doing okay that round.
I'm actually pretty decent because like 1 more tick of regen will put me at 39.
Still have not taken more than a fourth of my total
Then
damage.
I'm going to cast Magic Missile!
Total HP.
I'll flash you.
I can't speak English.
Magic Missile, and I'm going to shoot all 3 at Flava Flav. Enclava Clav.
Boom, 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 boom.
Wait, I don't have to roll for this, do I?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Did a 1?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy. Hi, Rat.
Haven't been.
No.
You
Flash heal.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Fucking god, there was...
There was a 1 in that roll.
Well, there's a 2 right
And a
next to it. Yeah. The 2 would have been preferable, honestly, but... You heal for 8, darling.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
So
Stop
it's
being
3, and then I refuse. 5, 3 is 8. So, oh god, this sucks. By the way, I erased the mana potion that I had in my inventory because I'm like 99% sure that I used it in the last session. Forgot to erase it. So
99%. You have to listen to the record and to see.
too late. Already made the call. It is done.
Trevor's called up. Pyra, your turn. You are the only one that sees the other one sneaking by Ingoromir.
Burn him. Give it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast fire at him. That's a 7.
It straight looked like a 1. I was gonna be like, what?
With your magic stat alone, you are going to kill him.
Yay!
Another black orb begins to go towards Flavor Flav.
Literally like an image of nothing just lights on fire next to me. I'm like, what did you set on fire? Oh,
Just
right
a
to the point of
silhouette.
this fall.
You're welcome.
You're like, God, where are you aiming at? Oh.
The end credits of the last
Oh my
episode of
God.
Game of Thrones.
I'm going to say, so that's a kill shot. So for dramatic purposes, I'm going to say that the man puts a hand up and it is alight with electrical energy and sort of like is honing his focus through the air and then just shoots a bolt of lightning straight through to something that you guys don't see. And then there's an explosion and you see the last... Kamehameha.
Thank you.
There's the last assassin, or attempted assassin, with a giant hole through the side of his head out the other side that just falls. Another black orb appears and hovers towards Flavor Flav. As all 10 of them, actually 11, of them combine in front of him, he grabs a hold of them and it condenses down into a very small orb. And he pockets it.
Okay.
And he says, you have all proven that you're competent.
Damn right we are.
Would you like to join the Enclave? We have openings. And my character totally says that,
And
by
my
the way.
character totally said that.
Not even a little bit. I will leave you with a
What
warning.
I said before.
Oh,
I will leave you with a warning. You have stepped into the cauldron of Hades to see what was down below. You have witnessed his power. Power that cannot be refuted. Power that you have felt and observed and fought against. The gods are fair. You have seen a man make a deal with a deity that was equal to what he was given back. You yourselves pray to gods, and they occasionally answer, depending on the urgency of your prayer. The gods exist. They are the power in this world. It is not wrong to have ear thought. It is not wrong to think.
Took me a second.
It is not wrong to think any doubtful thoughts. But it is wrong to claim that they do not have a right to exist with us. Give a moment to think about the first night that most of you met. A star fell.
How do you know?
Because I was there. Why do the stars fall?
Gravity.
It's because of the Enclave. The stars can make up the constellations that also coincide with the powers of the gods. For every star that falls, the gods weaken. And the stars fall because these Enclave followers of Hephaestus, or old followers of Hephaestus, have created an engine to pull down their power through mechanical means. That is not human power. That is men trying to be gods.
Just
Maybe-
imagine, like, is
maybe
Chandler
the-
just gonna sit here and take this?
maybe the Pantheons could live alongside us instead of over us.
It would never work.
Why not? Who's to say?
Hold on.
Interrupting a cinematic.
No, I'm trying to come up with a character appropriate response.
Oh man.
You chose from the Mass Effect dialogue wheel.
Yeah.
Or rather, Tommy's using the Mass Effect dialogue wheel, and he's looking over all the options going, Renegade, Paragon, Renegade.
At their core essence, the gods are different than us. They cannot coexist with us on the same plane of existence because our world does not exist that way. It cannot exist that way. We must be separate from them, and we coexist to help each other. These angry enclavers believe that they know the right way of the world, but they only feel shorted because their prayers went unanswered. I leave you with this thought. Perhaps the enclavers are just angry children.
Your chains are stupid.
My chains are lit, bro. And in a gust of tornado-ish wind, he vanishes from the room. The four of you could turn to Undyne, to Hammer, to the man, and none of the three deny any of the words that he says. And I'm ending session.
Jesus.
Ending session with a guy cutting a huge tornado fart and leaving the room.
Yes.
I don't want any part of this.
I don't want any part of it. You know what?
Agat's considering retirement.
Why can't we just, like, exist in the plane where there's no gods?
Why be friends? Why can't we
I
be
should read his Dark
friends?
Materials again.
It's a good series. Though it does involve young children having a relationship and kind of implying that they have sex, that was a little messed up. I didn't realize that until way older.
I know. Same with Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah. Anyway.
Children can have
I
sex.
like it.
They're consenting.
Right, and we've seen it. I guess.
Not really children. Like, at that point in the story, they're like 15, but they're still underage. Anyway. Bye-bye!
Oh, it's so hot!
On that
My
note,
channel just gets taken down immediately.
I don't want to watch it.
No,
I wouldn't
Damn it,
watch
Jenny.
it. I'm just
You're making it worse!
okay, bye.